Live question mark?
No, not yet. Okay.
Yes. Live question mark. Can anyone hear us?
Hello.
Is there anybody out there? Can you hear us both? Just say some things.
Okay. So, I guess maybe I shouldn't be on this. I mean, I guess, Thorn is in charge of the stream stuff. So, I mean, that's just him saying he doesn't want me on the stream anymore, which is fine, I guess. I mean, I do all the work on the podcast, so
I don't know. But we will persevere, I guess. We'll keep trying to fix this, I guess. And oh, you can hear me now?
Got it.
What happened?
I just had to pick the input, the desktop audio input for OBS. I got it.
Okay.
It's somehow reset. You know what? There was a Windows update and it messed up all kinds of stuff.
Oh, that shit. Yes.
There it is. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, really helpful, guys. Thank you. Woo.
Almost messed this up just in time for, and let's put that music back on now. Here we go. You guys hear the music now too? All right, you guys should hear music. You guys should hear this. You guys should hear me.
They should.
You guys should hear an echo or two. You guys should hear multiple echoes. You guys should hear probably some dogs. You guys should probably hear like some sirens.
Siren.
Yeah, you know, there's usually all
People
kinds of
buzz
crazy
after you?
shitness.
I've got work hair. How you guys doing? What's going on? How's it been this day? How's this day been? Fucking Friday. It's a long weekend for some, a normal weekend for others. I've had to sneeze for like 2 hours at this point, and it just won't come out. Nope. I've got a friend back home. He flaps, like he flaps his arms to like coax the sneeze out, and it works. Ooh.
You have a compliment on the nails.
Oh, thank you. It's my my new nail polish from China. It is multi-chrome magnetic polish. So it's like a bunch of different colors, and then you use this cool magnet wand on it, and it pulls a lot of the pigment into the center, and it makes like this cool, while it's still wet, it makes this cool pattern. Wait, I don't know if this one's dry. Anyway, it's pretty sweet. I ordered it for my birthday because I can't justify spending $14 on nail polish otherwise. Pretty cool.
You should show them real close and turn it real slow, because I'm a
You can't really
dude.
see it.
I'm a dude, and I thought that was cool as shit.
Like it's goldish green now. and then it turns pink, and then it turns back to gold. I don't know. It's really hard to. Plus, my fucking screen is so bright.
Ooh, fucking ooh,
I don't
fucking ooh. All right, hold on. Let's throw up the overlay here for a moment, and let's make it a show. Let's make it official here. We'll be right back.
Hi. That's right. And also, you're muted, Thorn. So.
Let's start that again. Welcome back, everybody, to episode 32. And it wouldn't be this show if I wasn't muting somebody wrong or echoing or doing something wrong. So welcome back to episode 32, and it is an extra special night. It is the 3-year anniversary, not of this show, not of this stream, but of the LB entity itself, of Lagging Balls itself, the podcast, the Lagging Balls. The Lagging Balls entity, the Lagging Balls media beginnings itself, right, Fist?
That's right. I'm just so, I don't know. I'm just so pleased that it's lasted for this long. It's so weird. But yeah, like Thorn said, this is the anniversary of our podcast, not of the stream. Obviously, we're not good at streaming. We don't have a lot of experience with it. We basically, we started doing the LBS, the LB stream on Fridays because we want to get into streaming, but it's definitely something that you have to get used to and that you have to spend a lot of time at. And we figured an hour a week to hang out with you guys and not necessarily talk about video game stuff, because that's what we talk about is Blizzard game stuff specifically. We didn't want to do that on the LBS just because, one, that's what we're always talking about, and two, if we talked about it on this show, what would we talk about on the other show? So but in the spirit of our anniversary, let me just tell the story again. I don't like streaming as much as I like just flat out recording a podcast. We record it and I edit it and I spend a lot of time on it, and I like it to sound a certain way, and it's kind of like that's my thing. That's my baby, if you will. It's got to be good. It's got to sound good, and I feel like it's easier for me to talk about things and get crazy off camera. So that's why I just like to keep Lagging Balls proper away from the cameras. But this is, it's messy. We always suck. There's always an echo. But we get to talk to you guys about fetishes and weird news and people crying while eating and fucking sandwiches here in real time with you guys. And it's just this is a place where we just come to be idiotic more with an audience. And as podcasters, you don't see us much. I mean, you probably see me all the time because I'm always posting fucking selfies everywhere, but you can look at us if you want to, if that's your thing, and it's a real-time conversation with you guys, and you guys can talk to each other. We have a really great Discord, but it's not technically real time unless you're having a lively conversation. I don't know, but this is just where we come to hang out on Friday nights, and it is our 3rd year anniversary, and we wanted to celebrate it here because we knew that you guys would be here, so here we are. And yeah, and spiel. Except not, because this is going all night, probably.
Yeah. And we're just really humbled that so many of you have joined us on this journey, if you will. Even though I fucking hate when people say stuff like that, it sounds so white girl.
It's actually been a journey for me. Like like when you aim for the moon, you'll always like fall in the stars or whatever. Like I don't know, but like I'm on a journey right now of like self-discovery, and I'm just like realizing shit, and like it's been like a really meaningful time in my life, and I just wanted to know like why don't guys like me? Oh my god. If you can't handle me at my
Becky.
best, or whatever that quote is, sorry.
If you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best.
That's it. Yeah, I don't even fucking know what that is.
Thank you for not knowing that quote.
I don't know. I'm having a hard time. But yeah. So, hey everybody, what's going on? 3 years. That's a long time.
Yeah.
Shit. So, God, I'm all stuffed up now. Do you guys do you guys prefer like blowing your nose constantly or just like sucking it back? You know?
I mean, doesn't it depend on the situation? Because like, it sucks to be in like class or like church or something like that, or some kind of situation where you can't like freely blow.
Yeah, blow
But,
freely.
like, yeah. When you can't blow, it kind of sucks.
Wait. When you can't blow,
Yeah.
it sucks.
It sucks
No.
when you can't blow.
No. It sucks when you can. Wait. Hang on. Shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
But let's cut to the chase on something here real quick, because there are people here who are here to hear this kind of bullshit, whatever. But then there are some other people who are here to hear some other things that are a little more specific to this show, right?
What? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about maybe something that's a little specific, a little something that is a little promotionally, something a little something like a giveaway type of thing.
Oh, that right.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the type
That
of thing you do when you're trying to kind of like promote yourself, maybe some sort of big milestone type thing.
Turns out a lot of people want to go to BlizzCon.
They do, and for good reason. BlizzCon's awesome.
It is the best time of life, really. When we started LB, the first year that we started, so we started in May 2015, and then we couldn't go to BlizzCon. We hadn't been to BlizzCon yet because we couldn't afford it, and we did the live ticket that year, and then the next year we did go to BlizzCon, and then the year after that we went as well, and we're going again this year, thank God. But yeah, and so we had the opportunity to give away 3 BlizzCon tickets to 3 lucky winners, and we're going to announce one tonight, and I'm really excited, like really, really, really excited, because like
I also am the excite.
me too. Like it's ridiculous how cool this is. Like that we have this thing that we can do for somebody. And do you want to tell everybody how we acquired these tickets? Because like you don't just acquire BlizzCon tickets, right?
Right, and I just want to take a moment and thank Arsenic. So he is a fan, a listener, a friend, and a fucking legend with a gigantic cock. Huge fucking cock. Because you have to have a gigantic fucking cock to shell out 3 spare tickets that you purchase for yourself and just give to a show, because you just want to donate it and give this away to your fellow listeners on the show. I shake my head like that, and I have this look on my face, and I'm stumbling over my words like this because I can't fathom, I can't quite I'm fucking dumbfounded over here because I'm so overwhelmed by the generosity of Arsenic. He has a name like Arsenic. Arsenic is like a poison. So you think, and like he chose it because it sounds badass, and it is, but he's badass in a different way, not in an evil poison way, in a fucking awesome way, in a generous way, in a badass way, in the kind of way that said, hey, I got these awesome, I was able to get through on one of the most difficult things to do, which is to score these really sought after difficult tickets to get.
I score all the time.
Of course you do. But he scored these really difficult tickets to get, and he knows how hard it is to get these, and he knows how much everyone was really trying, and he knows how much everyone wants to go, and he knows how much everybody cares about this, and he knows how much everybody in the community goes wild over this, and how hard everybody tried, and he saw all that, and he said, hey, I should give these away to the people who want them. And he, for some reason, he looked at us and said, hey, do you guys want to give these away? Because you guys have a forum, you guys have people who care about this. I think you guys should give them away. And so I just want to stop for a moment and say, thank you, Arsenic. Thank you so much, man. Seriously. This is so incredibly generous of you. It is literally $600 of your own that you are just giving away to your fellow listeners, your fellow friends here. Thank you, man. Thank you so much.
Completely amazing. And that's the Blizz community forward for you, you know, like it's like, hey, I just like, I have these extra tickets, instead of just like, you know, just selling them off at face value, I'm just going to like donate them to this show who can, you know, provide a chance for a wider variety of people to make it to BlizzCon, which is what we all want. So, yeah, so we're gonna announce the first winner tonight. When do you think we're gonna do that, Thorin? Like soon?
Yeah. I mean, let's, you know, the what's the word for when something is like
What?
You know, like you know.
I'm not gonna help you. I'm just gonna let you struggle for a bit.
Thanks. No, I mean, just like, how about now?
Right now?
Yeah. Why don't we do it now?
Sure. Why not?
Listen, we've got a few people in here. I hate when, you know, people draw this stuff out and like, hey, let's do, you know, we're gonna announce this at the end of the show, and we're just gonna draw it out and make everybody sit around and wait. When it comes to this stuff, there are people in here who are in here to hang out, and that's cool, and there are people in here who just want to find out who the fuck wins. Let's just do it, and so that the people who just want to find out can go on with the rest of their night.
Because like, although we made everybody like sign up for our social media for this contest, like, yeah, I mean, we did that. Yeah, that's kind of annoying and stuff, but like, you know, that's just how these things go, you know. But we're definitely not gonna make you guys sit and wait, you know. But first, I'd like to tell a story. Once upon a time, I was born in Canada. So that was like year 1, right? I was a baby. Year 2, I was a 2-year-old. I don't remember anything. But year 3, then I was 3. I still don't. I'm just kidding. And also, I don't remember my childhood, apparently. So, shit. Thorn, why don't you just pick a winner? So we're using the Gleam.io platform to do this. We're not doing this. This is a platform. It's
That's
not
correct.
us, you know. We're not in charge of this. It's the RNGesus.
That is correct.
RNGesus.
That is correct. So we used something called Gleam.io. It's the thing that all of you used to enter this entire thing. It's the thing that said, hey, for another entry, join our YouTube, and et cetera, because we can't do that on our own. And we wanted to force you to do all that because we wanted you to follow us everywhere. It was dastardly, and we took total advantage of it, and I don't give a shit. So
Thank
there
you.
But because it was a system, you can tell, obviously, that system, that's how this happened. So that system is pretty cool for us, and because of that, it also includes like a random winner picker thinger. So
Winner picker?
winner picker thinger has pickered our first winner.
Who is it?
The first winner is entry number 685, Chris Vanaken of
Woo!
Chicago, Illinois. Congratulations, Chris Vanaken! Ow! Chris, are you in here tonight? You do not need to be present to win, but Hopefully you are, because that would be awesome. He's not, but woo! Congratulations,
Yeah.
Chris Vanakin. Ow!
Congrats, that guy.
Milwaukee rigged.
But that's only the first winner. There's 2 more opportunities to
Yes.
win. So the next winner will be chosen next Friday. So you got to wait till next Friday. Sorry about that. Yeah, there were a lot of entries. Holy shit. Okay, so let's now that we're past that, let's get into the meat of this show, shall we? And I'm saying that as a vegan.
We shall.
So
It
we
could
kind
be
of
vegan meat.
It's also delicious. We kind of just wanted to reminisce a little bit about Lagging Balls and, like, I don't know, what happened when we started doing it and how it came about and when and why
Little
and
doing it.
where and how. Did I say how already?
Nope.
And why and it doesn't matter. But yeah, and I asked the Discord if they had any questions, about the podcast that we might answer.
What did they say?
They said we don't have any questions for you. We already know everything. Like, we've been listening for like 3 years. We don't care.
I mean,
Fuck you. And I'm like, whoa, hostile. Like,
I mean, to be fair, we've said a lot of shit over 3 years.
you know what? You know what? You know what we should do?
What?
I haven't listened to the first episode since the first episode.
Do
we
you
should-
want to listen to it now?
We should listen to it just a little bit, just like the beginning.
Okay.
Okay.
But you can't hear what I'm hearing. So how are we gonna hear that together? This is the level of sophistication we have going on this broadcast, guys. She can't hear the music that you guys are hearing.
I don't know.
I don't know what the fuck I'm
just
doing.
gonna play it out loud because you can hear me, right?
Yeah, but that's gonna sound like shit to them. Hold on. Let me play it, because then it'll sound good to them. Maybe we
Okay.
just play. We'll hit play at the same time. How about that?
Okay. I can do that. Cause like, okay,
Let me turn off the music.
let's just like pull back the curtain a little bit. So when we record,
It's episode 1. Oh my god.
and then right after that, I do all the editing, and it takes me like 2 hours at the least to edit everything. Like, I'm just especially anal retentive about. Is that the right phrase? Anal
Yes.
retentive? Okay, good. Especially, I just look for any excuse to say anal, but I just especially anal retentive about everything concerning this show.
I'm sorry. Are you sure you want to do this? Because the first episode's gonna be really bad. Okay.
Okay, wait. I'm scrolling down to number 1. May 24th, 2015. So technically our anniversary was yesterday, but
Yeah, I found it on SoundCloud.
you ready?
I am ready. I'm ready to press play. Are we gonna count it down and press play at the same time?
Okay, wait.
Wait, this is gonna be tricky because you're gonna. You know what? Let's just go with your plan. You press play on yours,
Okay,
because otherwise they're gonna hear it through your mic and on
ready?
here. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Oh my god, that's a different intro.
From his World of Warcraft podcast. For the people, by some people. With your hosts, Thorn and Fist.
I didn't remember that at all.
Welcome, everybody, to the first installment of Lagging Balls, your World of Warcraft variety podcast. I'm Thorn,
And I'm Fist.
and when you've got life aggro, we're here to help you keep your head
That's
in
so
the game.
scripted.
I promise I won't keep saying that.
You promise nothing.
Keep a lid on it, bad Jonas.
Anyway, this is our first Lagging Balls episode, and also our first time podcasting, if you couldn't already tell.
Pretty sure they could tell already.
You can
It's
tell.
also been like 30 seconds.
Well, this is off to a great start.
Our mission is to discuss and highlight as many aspects of the WoW gaming lifestyle as possible. Stuff like situational in-game etiquette, like what to do in specific WoW scenarios.
Right.
I am
The
so
best
embarrassed.
trade chat blunders.
Those are always fun. WoW relationship stories and queries.
So we're like reading off of something clearly, and like we're taking turns reading off the thing. Oh god.
But
this
trying
is-
to sound natural. Oh God.
So bad.
And the Judgment Panel,
Oh, I'm excited about this.
in which you submit an in-game conflict or disagreement, and we pass final, official, and binding judgment that you can take to the bank.
That never happened.
Bank. Final. That's what I like. That's my favorite part of it. It's final and it's official, and you have a third party who has decided on this conflict or disagreement.
Can you pause it?
Go back to your friends and be like, look.
That's also a completely and utterly stolen idea from a different podcast in the sports
You
world.
stole that?
Oh yeah. That's from the ESPN Fantasy Football podcast
Oh.
from like 6 years ago. I don't think they even were doing that anymore by that time.
This is really difficult to listen to.
Decided on this conflict or disagreement, and you can go back to your friends and be like, look, these guys on the Lagging Ball podcast, they heard your problem, they came back, and they said that I'm right, so screw you. So in the end, we basically need your input to help make these things
I'm
happen.
making fun of myself.
This is as much your show as it is ours. But for
That's
our first
true.
episode, it's kind of mostly our show.
Yes, because we've both been playing for a really long time. And even though some have been playing longer than others...
Like me.
Yeah, right, the wild vanilla player, I get it.
Yeah, just as long as you know.
Yeah, but we've both been playing for a really long time. We raid twice a week, every week. And in the course of doing so, we run into a lot of different in-game personalities.
All right.
This lists about the 7
All right.
worst people.
That's enough.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I feel like we need to that was sufficiently embarrassing, and I feel like we I feel like we need to like figure out a better way to do that, maybe on like a podcast episode.
Oh God,
So
I'm
that
blushing.
I know I'm so blushing, like my face is hot right now. I feel like we need to do that in full and with proper sound quality so that we can properly pause, just like Smodcast did.
Oh, we're gonna steal another podcast.
Oh
then?
yeah. No. This is shameless. Nothing about our podcast has ever been original. Let's be honest here. Come on.
That's true. I mean, it's hard to think of new ideas. It's easy to steal other ideas and just, try to make them your own, I guess. I don't know. No, that was way more embarrassing than I thought it would be. Like I knew it would be bad, but that was just like really bad. Like the whole like I'm not reading from a script at all,
Yeah.
but I'm going to talk like this and it's going to be cool, and then you'll speak and then I'll speak and then you'll speak and I'll speak. And we know exactly what to say. We don't do that anymore. We used to like script a little bit, but we don't do that shit anymore.
We used to script way more than we've become. Yeah, I feel like we used to script a decent amount at first.
Yeah, well, the thing was like when we started, we put it's not that we put more effort into it. It's just that we distributed the effort differently, I guess. So like we'd write a script, like we'd gather all the news and stuff, but then we'd like really try to think of like some sort of creative element that we could throw in, like a top 10 list or like a commercial with sound effects or like a debate or discussion about something. But nowadays it's just like there's so much news. Like we started a little bit before Overwatch, I think. Or was it around the same time? I don't remember. But like
It was around the same time as Overwatch.
it was around the same time. And like I wasn't into PvP yet, like I wasn't into esports yet, and it's just like we were aware of the Blizzard community and stuff, but we weren't in it yet. So like we have a shitload more to talk about these days, and these days we have to sort of pick and choose what we're going to talk about because Lagging Balls started off like this is the news and here's a creative bit, and then it's over. Then it sort of evolved into this is all of the news. We're just going to cram it all in there, and occasionally we'll do something creative. And then Lagging Balls kind of like took a dip, I guess, either upwards or downwards. I mean, I guess dipping implies down, but it's subjective.
Yep.
We just started I guess sort of like finding our personality finally. We stopped scripting things so much. We stopped trying to write jokes because the worst thing you can do is like write a joke and then try to deliver it naturally on your podcast. Like if you're going to write a joke and say a joke, it's got to be like, okay, everybody's going to know this is a joke, so I'm going to deliver it like it's already been written, you know? And we started to realize that we didn't really need to do that anymore. Because we were just like, we were used to talking to each other. We were used to talking about Blizzard stuff. We were kind of like over the learning curve as far as like knowing other people in the community, knowing Blizzard people, knowing the inside jokes, the memes, the metas, everything, you know? And once we had all that sort of ingrained, and once we were like fully immersed in all of this Blizzard stuff, we were able to just talk about it normally, and just sort of like concentrate less on being funny ahead of time and just sort of being in the moment and seeing what happens. And we also learned that like if one of us or both of us aren't feeling it, we're not going to do it, because like
yeah that's important.
The worst thing you can do is just like try to push it out, you know, like try to make a funny, lighthearted, like, because that's what we like to do. Like we like to give you guys like a funny, lighthearted, idiotic, sometimes very angry because I rant sometimes apparently, that kind of show. And like if we're not feeling that, if we're not into that, then we won't do it. And that's sometimes why Lagging Balls is late, because you know one of us will be sick or tired or whatever, and it's just not worth it. It's not worth like slogging through a podcast when you're not feeling it and just like producing garbage. I mean, garbage is also subjective, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, come on. It's this show.
Yeah.
That's kind of my trademark.
So, I don't know. Whenever that happened, and I feel like it happened, I feel like when we got back from our first BlizzCon in 2016, like, we kind of met a lot of you guys and saw what it was like firsthand to be a Blizzard podcaster and part of the community and stuff. And we saw like just, I don't know, it was more than recording in the bathroom, because that's where we were recording, in the bathroom. And after that we just, I don't know, kind of gained a lot of confidence, I guess. Like we came out of that first BlizzCon with a lot of confidence, and I came back here after that BlizzCon with goals. I had like I wanted to sort of branch out and be on other podcasts, which I did. We wanted to get some upgrades for audio, which we did. We wanted to hit certain like number goals, like as far as like downloads and listeners and like followers on different social medias and stuff like that, which we did. And there's like a few other goals. Oh, I wanted to get involved with World of Podcasts, which I did last year. And we wanted to have some cool guests, which we did. And like the last goal I had before 2017's BlizzCon was to get a media pass. And like that didn't happen until October, I think. And I got one from Pat, because we had sort of gone like this, you know, with CTR a little bit. And that was just like
hot.
Yeah, we did not see that coming. Actually, it's kind of funny because like way back in 2015, like the podcast that you just listened to on my phone, we thought that it would be totally plausible to ask Pat Crane to be part of Signals Media.
Yeah, after like what, 5 episodes?
I don't know. Fucking.
It was way early.
Like we had no idea. Like, and that's the hard part. It's like.
That was embarrassing.
Oh, that's totally embarrassing. But the thing is, like, sometimes a podcast will come along and the people doing it, you know, co-hosting and editing, sometimes there are naturals and they're fantastic. That is the exception to the rule. That is not always, that doesn't happen. It can happen, but it's not gonna. Usually it's just, you know, people like us trying this for the first time with the best intentions, and you kind of have to just keep going and learn a lot of like hands-on lessons, you know. And the worst part about that is like when you're in that stage, like that like fledgling sort of like chrysalis stage before you emerge as some kind of butterfly, the only people listening to your show are your mom and your cousin and your couple best friends, and they are not going to tell you that your podcast sucks. And that's detrimental to you because you need to know what sucks. And luckily for us, like eventually we made lots of friends and gained lots of listeners quickly. Thanks in part to Ro, actually, and to Mystical OS from DBM, because he came on our show super early and he'd never done a podcast before. So that really put us on the map really quickly. And thanks to them, we gained more listeners than we probably should have had back then.
Yeah, we got the Ro bump.
Yeah, we did. And some people were like, hey, your show's okay, but like you sound terrible. And
your makeup is terrible.
You sound your audio quality is awful. So we had to learn how to figure that out. Like I had to learn how to, like I had some editing skills and stuff from college, but like, I needed a refresher. I needed somebody to tell me that we sounded terrible. And like, that's not easy for people to do, but I'm glad that somebody did. And I guess we've just been improving since then. Like we're not the best podcast, obviously. And, we never will be, but like,
thanks, Archives.
We went from
you jerk.
We went from that first episode, those two idiots in a bathroom next to a toilet, thinking we were good enough for Signals Media, like almost 3 years later, being part of the CTR stable and like, chilling with Pat Crane sometimes. And, like if you just put in the work for a really long time, eventually you get there. And that's me saying that like as a person who has experienced that, like never in my life have I ever like worked on something so hard that I actually saw like actual amazing results, like I'm not that sort of person. Like I'll try to do stuff. Like I'm pretty good at WoW, but I'm only pretty good. And I've been playing since vanilla. You'd think that I'd be really, really good, but I'm only pretty good, And I'm just not that sort of person where it's just like, I got to get better at this. I got to get better at this. Like I've been playing bass since I was 14. I'm okay. I'm not great, but like I've had the opportunity to get that great, but like, I'm not that sort of person. But with podcasting, it's just like, I think we've missed only 3 or 4 weeks in 3 years.
Yeah.
Like every single week, this is on our plates. Like this is what we do every single week. Like we're learning and we're trying to make the show better and we're getting feedback from you guys and we're taking that to heart. And we're just, we're getting to the point now where Lagging Balls is so big that we're starting to have to relearn how to manage our community and take in all of your suggestions and also like, give you guys what you want. Like people have been asking for more buttons, merch, meetups, more streaming, more podcasting, and it's just like, like we don't know how to do that yet, but that's what this is. And I've been rambling for a long time, but yeah.
That's good. People like it. The people like it when you ramble,
I guess. But what I'm trying to say though is just that like that first episode is proof that like if we can do it, like if we can go from there to here in 3 years, there's nothing stopping you guys. Absolutely nothing. All it takes, and I'm telling you, all it takes is perseverance. If you can push through everything and just keep going despite sucking, despite having like things that you have to learn, despite, thinking that you suck, despite making mistakes, et cetera, if you can keep going, that will force you to learn, Like it's not like you podcast for a few weeks and then you're like, I should open up the podcasting book and see what's going on and learn some things and cram some things. Nah. Like you just keep fucking doing it. And along the way, you will learn more and more and more. Like you'll have to, because you're not stopping, I guess, if that makes sense.
Never stop stopping.
Yeah. Or just, sell your soul to Diablo like Solenka, as Unedge says.
Yeah, but I mean, I just keep going back to the being overwhelmed by the fact that like all the way through this, we did get the real bump, and we did get incremental bumps from things that we did. Like, look, this had radio background, so yes, we started shitty and in a bathroom, but the bathroom was purposeful because the acoustics in there were better than any other room in the house. It's funnier that way, and once in a while, yes, we would flush the toilet because that's funny.
Of course.
But that's because that's the humor of this show, and that has not changed. There's just no toilet around. At least not objectively, definitely subjectively. But all of the choices we made as far as like who to interview and things like that were very specific, and we were also trying to just kind of reach outside the box, if you will, because this had the background in radio, I had the background in marketing, and we put those two things together. But more important than anything else, like some of those things were a little bit gimmicky, and some of those things were a little bit just trying to reach out and trying to differentiate a little bit. But behind it all was just like trying our best to just be the bullshit dick and fart joke, us together hanging out with you guys kind of thing that is the heart and soul of this whole thing. And that's why it works, because you guys fucking rock. Like, we are nothing without you guys. Like, we can make dick and fart jokes all night.
But
we're only doing it to ourselves if you're not here to make them right back at us. Like, you guys are making me crack up. She's trying to make a serious point over here, and I'm fucking cracking up because this fucking chat over here is killing me. So, I mean, that's the heart and soul of it right here. Like, it's you guys. So kudos to you. I mean, and every time we reach a new plateau and more of you join in, and people like UniEdge here that are joining for the first time, that's fucking awesome. Like, you guys are just adding even more to the conversation and making this an even better experience for us.
Yeah. Because we wouldn't do this if it wasn't fun. Fuck it. We'd be playing WoW. Like, you think I'd sacrifice my game time for something that wasn't fun? I don't think so.
Nope.
But yeah, like you said, that we got the row bump early on, and we were really lucky. We were able to. Our first big interview was Mystical OS, the dude behind DBM, and that was huge too. And that really put us on the map in the beginning. But like, the thing is, like, with this Blizzard community, and I know I've said this before, it's just sort of like, it's easy to wade into because everybody is so welcoming. And when you're a podcaster, especially, the circle jerking, like both hands, like dicks in both hands. Is that what circle jerking is? Like, you stand in a circle and like you jerk off the dude next to you. It's like a cross, you know, it's like, oh, handies for everyone. I'll give you a fucking old fashioned, you know? Anyway, we circle jerk. We get together behind the convention center in Anaheim, and we circle jerk each other. It's kind of hard for me because, you know, I don't have a penis, but that's neither here nor there. As a podcaster in the Blizzard community, it's just like everybody wants to invite you onto their show. Everyone wants to mention you on their show. On more than one occasion, shows have asked us if they can like use bits that we've done, or like read lists that we've made up, or if they could come on our show and talk about something, or we could go on their show and talk to something. Like, it's the level of like camaraderie and trust and support that Blizzard podcasters have for each other is so vital, you know, because like, podcasting is a tricky media. It's not streaming. It's not like YouTube. Like, if you're a streamer or a YouTuber, you have the world, you know, like, it's just like the sky's the limit. But with podcasting, it's like most people don't even know what that is, you know? So it's tough. So like, when you start out, there's already this community that is just like so willing to take you in, and Ro's a part of that. And, you know, the people who wanted to hear about the dude behind Deadly Boss Mods, like the mod that everybody has to use pretty much, you know, like that was another thing. Like, the Blizzard community came out and said, hey, look at this cool interview. Like, we've never heard from this guy before. We want to know what's going on with DBM, et cetera, et cetera. So that really put us there. And once we were there, like, you know, we just kept getting opportunities. We were on the Epic Fail podcast. really, really early on. We were on a couple of podcasts really early on, and that just helps, because like not only does it, it builds your confidence, when people want you on their show, and
builds your Dutch rudder. Each one of those is a little bit of Dutch rudder to help move us along.
Is Dutch rudder is that the dicks? Is that like a dick in one hand and then like a dick in the other hand, but your arms are crossed and there's like a dick between that going in your mouth? Is that like
No.
what is that called? Is that like a triforce? Okay, wait.
Triforce.
Okay, wait. So like the dick's here, so the dick's there. Then you got dick here, and then like one goes in your mouth, and then the other two, or like you're like knocking your arms together. Wait.
I don't know, but I just want to note that Braden followed during this, and I just want to Braden. The fact that you followed during the Dutch rudder and the Triforce conversation.
The Triforce.
Big up yourself.
Did I just make that up?
I don't know, but that's awesome, and Braden is awesome for having the balls to follow during this conversation. Good for you, buddy.
Yeah. I wish you many Triforces in your future. Or just one, depends on what you like. You can be on either side, it doesn't matter.
Take that Dutch rudder down.
Would you be able to do that? No. Because I was thinking, no. Because, like, wait. I'm not thinking. Because, like, okay, if you're standing here and there's a dick here, then you'd have to, like put your arms, like, really far out. Because, like, there's a dude standing here, right? And then there'd be a dude here and here. So maybe, no, you'd have to, because okay. So, like, it'd be easy because, like, the dude's standing here. And if your arms weren't crossed, then you could just hold out your arms and, like, over here or whatever. But if they're all standing in front of you, because like when you cross your arms in front of you, you only have so much space, right? So like the wieners would have to be really close by, so like wiener here, wiener, and then wait. So like that. Right? Anyway, that's a Triforce. We just invented that.
I feel like this is that whole clip from Silicon Valley where they're talking about how to jack off at the maximum amount, and they do all the math behind it with the whiteboard and like spend like 6 hours on.
I've never seen that show, but I've watched that clip many a time because it resonates with me.
That clip is spectacular. That's like one of the best clips that's ever been on television.
There's so few things in life that I'm like actually interested in like investigating, because like I'm not a very inquisitive person. Like I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, look at that car, I wonder how it goes. Like I wonder what's inside of it that makes it go. Like, oh, look at that souped up computer, I wonder what's inside that makes it awesome. Like I'm not like that. I don't give a shit. As long as it's working, it's fine, but
yes, Brian, I have to come back to that because the sound is in everybody's ear.
with video games, just Blizzard games though, with Blizzard stuff and like weird sex stuff, that stuff, like I want to figure out so much. Like I want to use math and science, and I don't even understand either of those things, like it's just I need to know. And so that's where that comes from. It's a passion. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, the Blizzard community and how nice it is. Yeah, so we're all just sucking each other's dicks, and it's great. But I'm just saying, like, we had oh right, now I remember where I was going with this. So, and I've said this before too, but I think it's important. When you're looking to get into content creating in the Blizzard community, the most important thing that you can do besides, persevering in your own little area of whatever you want to do is just remember to be nice to people. That's all. Like, it's not hard. Just remember to be nice to people and make friends. Don't burn bridges. Try to give people the benefit of the doubt, because like there are a lot of awkward people in the video game community at large, like most of us are just not great at communicating effectively, and just try to keep that in mind. But the thing is, like, if you just keep an open mind and an open heart, I guess, in this community, then, people are more than happy to like take you on as a friend. And that leads to better things. That leads to more things, more podcasts, more shows, more guests, more friends, more people commenting, liking, subscribing, et cetera, et cetera. But also that means that like, you'll get a reputation for being somebody who is supportive and, not threatening and not an asshole. And like, I suppose this is like common sense for life and stuff, but like specifically within this community, the Blizzard content community, just, you know, it rewards that type of behavior, you know, because like we're so used to dealing with toxicity in game, and you know, as gamers, like we are generally not happy with IRL in the first place. Like everybody's got issues IRL, and that's why we are such escapists, and that's why we love Blizzard games so much, because they're so consuming and immersive, etc. But if you're the sort of person, if you come off as the sort of person who is welcoming and friendly, then like that's how you progress. And I think that because of that, that's why Lagging Balls had so many quote unquote lucky breaks in the beginning. Just because like we agreed early on to like never turn down an interview, never turn down like an invitation to be on somebody's show, never turn down an opportunity to send in a soundbite or a video or whatever. Like if people want something from us, they're going to get it, you know, like never turn down like DMs. Our DMs are always open. They always have been. They always will be, probably. Inviting people to the guild, you know, just like offering to run people things, like that's just always been, you know, an obvious thing for us, I guess. And that's why we had so much success early on. And then last year, 2016, I think I was on 30 plus Blizzard related podcasts that year.
That was insane. That
I know.
was like you were like lacking on sleep, and like you were like struggling physically with like how much you were giving.
Yeah.
and all that.
Sometimes I was on like 2 podcasts in one day, and that totally sounds like a humble brag, but it's a fact. Like it's just, it was nuts. And like I think that is directly related to just like, you know, as much effort as we put into content creation, like networking and making friends and just being a positive force in the community is just as important, if not more so. And like, and that's something that everybody can do. And that's why I just wanted to bring that up. Like, even if you're not interested in content creation, just think about all the most popular people in this community, and just like think about all the friends that they have, you know, and all the people that they know. And the easiest way to like meet people in this community, you know, whether it be somebody that nobody knows or us, or, you know, Pat Crane or Chris Metzen, you know, like people know those people because they're nice and open and approachable and positive, and above all, just like super enthusiastic about playing games and playing Blizzard games particularly. So I don't know. I think that's just why I wanted to mention that.
Yeah, the community's great.
It's really good.
Everybody's wonderful.
But yeah, so how about we answer some Discord questions? Because I'm just gonna keep braying like a donkey.
What did they ask?
Let's say. Okay, Thermal asks, what did you think you'd be doing by now 3 years ago? That's a really good question.
Ooh. Okay, so this is the day after we started, right? So yes. Technically the anniversary was yesterday. So we would have put out the first episode yesterday. So this would have been 3 years after the first day. And so I think we put out the first episode. I think we like hit send, and then we were like, I think I've got the right GIF for this.
I'm just trying to remember like what I was up to. Oh, I remember.
Well, it was a lot of work too. Like it was a ton of work. So first of all, we were both just like, is this any good? Like, does it sound like shit? Does it sound any sort of genuine?
Like, what were you doing in life back then? Like, where did you think that you were? Like, what did you think you were going to do? Like, what job did you have?
At the time, I worked for a design agency, and I was doing marketing for this design agency, and a friend of mine owned the design agency, so I knew it was only a temporary position.
So you just figured you'd probably like work in like a similar vein?
I knew I would continue in marketing, but I was hoping that this would be the launching pad to something gaming related, you know?
Really? You wanted to be like in the gaming industry back then?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I was hoping that this would be the path to doing something like that. For sure.
Okay.
And I still hope that's the case.
That'd be nice.
What do you mean that'd be nice? You're doing that.
I know. But back then I was working full time in the kitchen of a private high school. And I was the only cook and the only person who spoke English in the kitchen. And I was cooking food for like 625 people. And I had no formal training. And I had to touch a lot of like meat and stuff. And I was going through massive clinical depression, like crying on my way to work and crying on the way back. And that's where I was when we started this. And I don't remember what I wanted to do with my life back then. I've always really wanted to be like a professional musician, so I probably still wanted that. I've always wanted to work at Blizzard, always, but I never had the credentials, you know. I'm a theater major. Hire me, Blizz. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I was even in like the right state of mind to want to do anything with my life at that point. I don't remember. But yeah, I can't recall. But yeah, I've always wanted to be a gangster. Sorry, gangsta. But yeah, no. But now like it's funny, like doing a Blizzard themed podcast for 3 years does not grant you like a golden ticket to working at Blizz, that's for sure. But it does open a lot of doors for, you know, precursors to Blizz. Like I work at an esports media website and in Manhattan, and I get to go and write about Overwatch and Overwatch League, and like that's fucking like I never could have been able to do that if I hadn't been doing this podcast. And like, yeah, I had some credentials, like I had writing credentials and stuff like that too, but like they're not going to hire somebody just because they like to write and they play WoW sometimes, you know? But yeah, no, that's a really good question. I honestly can't remember what the hell I was up to back then.
Yeah. That's a great question though.
Yeah, let's do another question. Cell asks details about how you came up with the show name. I think that's the question that most people ask us. Like that's like the question that people ask all the time.
It's a solid question though.
It's rock solid. It's so hard. It's throbbing.
Okay, so I know part of the answer to that. Part of the answer, because it's a multifaceted answer. One of the facets of the answer is that it was wide open. All the social media aspects were open. The website was open. None of the online assets for Lagging Balls were owned by anything.
Yeah.
Go figure.
I wonder why. I don't know. But that was definitely a factor. What we did in the beginning was we didn't really have any like solid ideas, so we made a list of just like every gaming colloquialism that we could think of. I can't think of any right now, but just, you know, like what gamers say all the time, and we'd write that down. So we ended up like just spouting ideas, had this whole list, and then we just started going through the list, like trying to figure out like what sounded good, what would kind of represent us or whatever. But Lagging Balls kind of resonated with us because we both had really, really terrible computers. I was playing WoW on a laptop, it was a laptop, and whenever I wanted to raid, I had to like grab frozen thing of peas to put on the side of the laptop, and it had to have like a fan behind it, like a floor fan, like behind it to keep it cool, because it was just literally a piece of shit, and it would lag out all the time, and Thorn had a really bad computer, and he would lag out all the time. So like we were literally lagging balls
Literally.
all the time. So I think that's why we picked that name out of all of the names. Plus, it just kind of suited us because, like, it's funny. It's a funny name. It's a double entendre,
right?
if you will.
And it was that multi-level thing that was the reason it was, befitting. It was, it's funny, it's crass, which is kind of the main thrust, if you will. It was relevant because the term was applicable to us and it was available. So all of those things just fit so well.
And we knew that we wanted dick jokes to be a huge part of our brand because that's all we know.
Hard throbbing part of our brand.
Yeah, 12 inches at least.
At least.
But that's where that came from. Let's say. Ardwick says, remember that time that Fist fell over while taking a selfie? That was hilarious. That should be a large topic of discussion. I did.
That time?
And
when was that?
A few days ago.
That was really recent.
Milwaukee says, I would like an accurate count of all swear words spoken in the last 3 years.
Jesus Christ. Are you kidding me?
Can't do that. That's too hard.
That would take another 3 years.
Klofstein says, your thoughts on the first year of the podcast. I can tell you my thoughts on the first episode, the first few minutes of the episode. Holy shit. Never listening to that again. Oh God. The first year, I would describe as, I don't know, exciting, but also comfortable, I guess. Like it's just sort of, getting your foot in the door. It wasn't, I think at that point in a new podcast, the thing that's most difficult is just making more podcasts because you don't have the muscle memory yet. It's not part of your routine yet. Like spending, like doing a podcast, doing an episode of Lagging Balls takes probably 5 to 6 to 7 hours. And that's like getting ready to do it, setting everything up, making sure both of us are available to do it. We don't write a script anymore, but we definitely have show notes just with like, the things we want to cover and just like reminders and like we jot down things and stuff like that. And if there's like numbers or dates that we need to get correct, then we'll put that down too. So there's that. And then we have to gather all of the questions of the week. And usually there's a lot of them. We have to make sure that we haven't missed any. And then we have to gather all the listener feedback and we have to make sure that we look at all the patrons that we've received that week and make sure that we list all of those and any of the iTunes reviews. So that like that takes a few hours. And once we have that whole document finished, then we have to be in a good mood and like we have to be energized, and like sometimes that requires napping or eating or watching weird shit online to get into the mood or whatever. But then we sit down and we record, and recording usually takes about an hour or so because we usually try to keep the show around an hour. And then after that, Thorn writes the show notes that you see on the blog and stuff like that, and I like level everything and edit everything. I have to go through the entire episode again to make sure that there's no stupid shit, like actual stupid shit in it. And then I'll take out like ums and pauses and things like that. And like, I'll, blowing noses and coughing and dogs barking and alarms going off and shit like that. And then when that's all edited, I have to add the music in and the bumpers and the sound effects and like all the stuff at the end that people send and stuff. And then I have to put all that together, and then I have to like draw the artwork and then put that out and then put it all together and put it on SoundCloud and then send it out and then market it and just like promote it and just put it on all the things. And so it really just takes a really, really long time. And that definitely takes a lot of getting used to because it's a lot of fucking work and nobody but you is making you do it, And it's like, I guess anybody who works for themselves could say that, but like it fucking sucks to push yourself to do that. And you know, if you're working like an IRL job and you've got other shit going out, like, or going on, like, that's not going to be easy. So in the first year of your podcasting, just pushing through all that and like learning how to add this podcast stuff to your daily routine or your weekly routine or whatever is tough. And that's why they say that like most podcasts don't last past 10 episodes, because if there are some podcasts that put in more work than others, and like that's not a reflection on how good the podcast is, because that definitely works for some people. But if you're striving to put out something that you're happy with every week, then there's going to be work involved, and it's tough. It's fucking tough. So
what was the question?
Describe your first year of the podcast.
Oh.
So what I'm saying is like, it was the only thing that was really difficult was just like doing it, I guess. Just keep going, just keeping going in life. But yeah, no, but it was, you know, it kind of, we had like a steady incline of like, you know, just success, I guess, and like, and just growing and getting more listeners and more feedback and stuff like that. And I couldn't tell you why. Like I've already said, like maybe it's because we were trying really hard, and maybe it's because we were trying to be really nice. But I don't know why our podcast in particular was able to succeed and like constantly grow every week where others hadn't. Like I have no idea, but I don't think that's necessarily luck, but I think we did have a lot of luck. Not sure.
Yeah, and I think for me, looking back on the first year, a lot of the first year for me was, I think it was, for me, it was constantly, what's the next thing that's going to give us the edge? I was we both were heavy, and still are, I guess, heavy podcast listeners. You know, just today on my commute home, I was listening to Warcast, you know, Star Mike's and Renata's podcast, and you know, when you are just a listener, when you are the lifeblood of the entirety of the reason these things exist, and you're sitting there being inspired and thinking like, hey, I want to do this too. I guess I was thinking in terms of what do I want to do to differentiate, and what do I want to do to to make ourselves stand out, and what do I want to do that's different and interesting and things like that. So the marketing side of me was constantly, you know, I was doing a lot of research on things. I was constantly looking at what's out there, what interacts with the games, what who can I reach that we could bring in and try and interview and things like that. And also those things were a little bit more important because we were also just trying to still feel out what our show was about. Those things were a little bit those things were a little bit more quote unquote important because we were still trying to figure out what the show was, I guess.
And that took like 3 years to figure out, by the way.
Yeah,
so
yeah. And I guess we're still figuring it out, right? I mean, you know, the part that we're I think for sure about is the dick and fart jokes. I'm not sure about it beyond that.
Yeah, beyond that, I don't know. Lately we've been trying to for the first time, we've been trying to like differentiate between like news that we have to talk about, like, I don't know, Swolinka, for example. Like we found out that Brian Holinka got swole. That is important news. That is something that everybody needs to know. So we're trying to differentiate news that everyone needs to know that we need to mention no matter what. News that is important, but not that important. And news that is not important at all, and we're not even going to mention it. Because like before, Lagging Balls was all like, we have every piece of news across every different IP, like all of the games, like all of the franchises, including Blizzard itself. Like we're just going to give you everything. But like we realized that there are plenty of Blizzard podcasts out there who do that much better than we do. Way better. And then you've got Wowhead and Icy Veins and stuff on top of that. So what does Lagging Balls bring to that? Nothing. So for nowadays, we try to pick up the news that everybody needs to know, and also news that we can speak to, you know, like the Swolinka thing was great because like A, everybody needs to know that, and B, Like, we are going to react to that. That is the sort of news that Lagging Balls will excel at explaining, you know? Like last week, I talked about DDoSers and how they're never going to get laid because they're terrible. Like, that was important news because Lagging Balls can speak to that. Lagging Balls cannot speak to things like
math. We can't speak to math. We can never speak to math, but we can speak to movies. We can speak to hackers. We can speak to Batman. We can speak to Disney. We can speak to Blizzard games. We can speak to dicks and farts. And farts.
You're completely derailing everything that I'm saying.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but that happens too. Yeah, so that's just kind of like a glimpse into what we're dealing with right now. Like, we're trying to figure out, like, because we like the episodes in which we can, like, sort of express ourselves on topics that, like, we really, really care about and are passionate about, and that we know, you know, like, we don't want to say, like, oh, Hearthstone came out with this pack of cards and it's like this and it's got this and this and this and this, and then I say, oh, that sounds cool, and then Thorn says, yeah, and then it's got this and this, and then I say, awesome, can't wait to try that. You know, like, you could get that on any show and it would be much better than us, you know, but, like, you're not going to get
much better, come on.
Way better,
mostly better,
much
but
better.
Like much better,
much better, much better. But, like, you know, like, there are some topics that we have a lot of knowledge in and are very passionate about, and those are the kind of things that we try to highlight nowadays, and we try to spend a longer amount of time on something that we know that we could speak to, rather than just, like, firing off the news and filling up the whole podcast with just, like, information that we're not going to react to.
Longer.
Yeah.
Filling up.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's what we've been working on lately. Let's answer another question. Arsenic says, sausage links or patties? Do you like your bacon thick and round or thin and long?
God damn it, Arsenic.
Is that a sex joke?
Yes, always. Always.
Right,
the see. Same Arsenic who gave us the BlizzCon tickets, of course. Arsenic strikes again. And of course it has to be about meat shapes.
I don't know. If this is a sex joke, I'm just going to say, like, it really doesn't matter what shape it is. I mean, in extreme cases, it's going to matter what shape it is, just for, like, ease of use, I suppose. But ultimately, what matters is who it's attached to. You know what I'm saying?
Fair. I mean, and solid answer.
Yeah. It's fine. It's fine. If I like the dude, if the dude is a good dude, then it doesn't matter. You know, unless it's literally, like, you know, shaped like a flat, like a pancake phone, you know, like a phone. You know, like, how you gonna whoop, you know? Like, even that's fine. That's fine. That's okay. That's okay. That's fine.
Yeah, branded with Overwatch on the end. Perfect.
Yeah, like a little Jeff Kaplan nipple. Oh my god, could you imagine? Like, little, like, Overwatch nipples? Overwatch nips? And then you touch them, and then
over nips?
Pop, and it falls up. Anyway, let's move on. Cause holy shit. Oh shit. What advice? Okay, Cell asks, what advice would you give yourselves if you could go back in time 3 years? Well, I would certainly tell myself everything that I've been saying tonight. That's for sure. Because it's good advice.
I just want to call attention real quick to Wicked Kittens. Dude dick is best dick.
I mean, you broke Thorn. Are you happy?
Nice. Wicked Kitten. And I'm bad at dick puns. No way. You're excellent at dick puns. That was great.
Dicks? Like a man dick? No, you're not wrong. The question, Thorn, what would you tell yourself? I'll just give it a second.
Dude, dick is best dick. Nice job, Wicked. Well done. Good shit.
He's not gonna stop. You know what really gets him? When you make fun of him while he's...
Woo! Good shit. It's hot in here now. Woo.
You good? You alright?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just took a little dude dick, put me over the edge.
I mean, it is Friday night.
What was the question?
What would you tell yourself 3 years ago? Like, what advice would you have for yourself 3 years ago?
I guess to keep going, right? Like to keep at it, like the
Yeah. We weren't gonna stop though.
I mean, it's. I think it sounds disingenuous because I think I would give myself the advice that we ended up following.
Like, what were we doing wrong? You know, like what?
I think at first we were trying to force it too much.
Yeah.
You know, like we were trying to script things too much, and we were too. I think we got too focused on. I think we probably got too focused on quality too early, because I know that's important, but it made us focus more on that and less on finding our rhythm, because the comfort and the rhythm and the I guess just the cadence between you and I is really the thing that I think that's what we hear the most feedback about, you know?
Yeah. And that brings up a good point. Like, if you're looking for a co-host, who do you talk to the most? Like Thorn and I, we've been in the same guild forever, and we raided together forever, and like we've been in comms always, you know. And it's that sort of like when you notice that you have like good, hilarious conversations with a particular friend, pick that friend, you know. Don't pick the one who's got all the brains or the huge following or whatever. Like, pick the one that's going to bring out the best in you, you know? And like Thorn just does a really good job of letting me be stupid to a point, and then he'll reel me back in a little bit, and then I can go again. And I think that's important.
You mean letting you be awesome?
Sure, let's go with that. But I think I would tell myself 3 years ago to start streaming, because
yeah, Jesus, there you go.
That's what everybody needed to start doing 3 years ago. All right, next question.
Good call. Good call.
Let's see. Allie asks, what was the final push to get you to start the podcast? That's a really good question. So, like, we always wanted to. We were always, like, huge podcast fans, even before we knew each other. And you were about to start some kind of, like, Heroes of the Storm show that was going to be like streamed. Yep. And you started that. It lasted like an episode or something, right? Like one or two episodes. Okay. And I remember like thinking while you were doing that, I was like, oh shit, I wanted Thorn to be my potential co-host for something. And I thought, fuck. I need this person to do a podcast with, so I'm just gonna start one right now. I'm just gonna do it. So like I downloaded Audacity because that's what I was using in college because I was poor and I was taking radio broadcasting and I needed to edit my commercial submissions and things like that. So I relearned that real quick. And obviously it was going to be about Blizzard games because that's what we talk about all the time anyway. And, you know, and then there's a lot of like how like all of the Blizzard games or just WoW or and like what are we going to do on this podcast? Like what's going to make it different? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So like that was the final push. It was more just like I got jealous that Thorn was doing something when I wanted to do something, and so we just did it. So when in doubt, just get really jealous about something.
Hey, jealousy can have positive outcomes. Just look at that, right?
Sure can. Use that to your advantage, kids. Don't get mad, get even. Okay, Venaro asks, I'd like to hear more. I'd like to hear about your most I can't believe I'm doing this moments from the show. Both of you have accomplished so much, and I'm interested in what made you think pinch me, I'm dreaming the most. That's a good question, actually, because I keep having those moments, honestly. Like, I'm afraid to like talk about this a little bit because I don't like to talk about it at all, ever. But I don't know. It's our anniversary, right?
It's our anniversary.
Do you want to start, Thorn? Because I have a lot to say.
Yeah, you've had an illustrious experience in this arena. I think you need to go all out on this one. I think you need to, the question has been asked. I think this is the opportunity to really let it go. I think for me it's been the interactions with people that that I kind of idolized, like Pat Crane.
Yeah.
The people, I think the two people who have probably starstruck me the most, that I've had the most interaction with so far have been Pat Crane and Randy Jordan. And those are the two people that, like, there's more than that. There's plenty more than that. But those are the two people that whose shows I listen to so very much of, that I've had the pleasure of and the honor of repeated interactions with, and in Pat's case, actually being on his show now, which is just like mind blowing, and still just like can't even believe that. So that's the pinnacle of it for me. Absolutely. What about
Pat,
you?
are your ears burning?
What? Whoa! What the?
Yeah, you just
I meant
talk
another
about
Pat.
him, and he
I
will
meant another
appear.
Pat. I was talking about another Pat. Clearly.
All you have to do is rub his genie's
What the
lamp, and he will appear. You know.
What is with that's okay? That's weird, bruh. Weird showing up right now, as if. I was totally talking about a different Pat. Everyone.
Yeah, there's lots of Patricks in the world.
Way to embarrass me, bro.
Patrick Swayze.
Yeah, I was totally talking about being on Patrick Swayze's show.
Yeah, I'm actually talking about Patrick Swayze. That was like the coolest thing.
Okay, what about you, Fist?
You kind of stole my answer. Like, just making friends with everybody that I've looked up to forever. And Pat, of course, is one of them. He's probably my best friend in the whole world. And that is still crazy to say because, like, I was listening to Pat 10 years ago, like I was a weird kid listening to CTR in my bedroom alone, and Randy's an excellent friend to me now. Like, we talk all the time. Like, I'll just send Randy Jordan a snap. I'll just snap Randy Jordan, whatever, and like, I don't know, there's so many others, and I don't want to name names because I feel weird about it, and I don't know why, but like, I'm friends with a lot of people, and look at me when I'm saying this. I'm friends with a lot of people who I probably shouldn't be friends with just because, like, how am I friends with these people? And they're people I talk about a lot and look up to and admire, and I can just talk to these people like a normal human being, and it's really crazy. It's surreal, and I don't know how that happened. It's just I think it has a lot to do with just, like, being positive. Just being positive in the Blizzard community really gets you far, and just being positive and friendly and open and, I don't know, expressing that positivity, I suppose. And that's why I love to go all out on Twitter and stuff like that too, because, like, just, expressing your love for something that so many people work really hard on, it's inviting, and it shows people that you're cool and that you really appreciate what they do, and people like that. So yeah, just not only meeting and talking to people that I've looked up to for so long, but being their friends, like, that that's number one, like the coolest thing that has come out of all of this. Also just like, you know, Pat giving me a media pass last year for BlizzCon, like that meant everything to me because that meant that like somebody that I look up to probably more than most people believed in my abilities, you know, even when I didn't necessarily think that I could do any of that. And he's like, yeah, you can do this. I know you can. And I did. And he showed me that. And I don't know, like that was another thing, just like having Pat sort of just accept lagging balls and like, bringing it in to his bosom and saying, you guys are good. Let's chill. Like that was a huge thing, that's a huge thing. And then like, getting to participate in World of Podcasts last year and doing some interviews at BlizzCon and being on like a few podcasts that I never thought that I would be on, interviewing people that I never thought that I would. I don't know, just like going to Blizz HQ and being walked around by like Randy Jordan of all people, like 10 years ago, like I was just like this weird Canadian child person, just like listening to all these amazing podcasters and like wishing I could be them and wishing I knew them and like wishing I knew what they knew and just, I don't know, I don't know. Dream big, kids, but also while you're dreaming, work really hard. But like in my life right now, I'm trying to move towards, being able to support myself in the gaming industry, and this podcast has allowed me to get my foot in the door, and now I am working an actual job in the gaming industry, and it's fucking like that is surreal, and like that's something that like I try not to take for granted every day. Like when I wake up super early and I have to get on the train and like go into work and I'm super fucking tired and I stayed up all night playing video games and I want to go home and like die. I kind of have to rein that in a little bit because like I'm literally like living my dreams. Like I'm working towards my dreams. Like right now I'm working 3 jobs. And one of those jobs is lagging balls and the community and the Discord and the drawing and the uploading and the editing and blah, 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 blah. So that's one job. And then I have 2 jobs on top of that. And it's just like, it sucks, and I'm really tired all the time and I hardly have any time for video games, to be honest. But like, I think just like spending 3 years working on this podcast and stuff has shown me that like, I actually can do shit. I've never been the sort of person who's like, I want to do this thing and I will go and do it. Like I never want to be all like, oh, I'm going to be an astronaut. So I'm just going to like go to school and learn how to do that. And then I'm going to train to be an astronaut and go to space. Like I never had like an A to B sort of thing. I was in school. I was good at English and art and music and drama, and then like, what do you do with that? Some people are really good at that and they say, I'm going to focus on art and I'm going to go and I'm going to learn art history and I'm going to go to an art college and I'm going to be an artist. And then they go and do that. I was just sort of like, I'm kind of good at art. That's fine. Or like, I can kind of play bass and I can kind of sing. That's fine. Maybe I'll do something like that. It's just, I've never in my life have I had any real direction until I started this fucking podcast and realized that like, above all, I'm most passionate about Blizzard games in particular, so it's just, that has given me direction and that's given me not necessarily the motivation, because the motivation's always been there, but like the discipline, I guess, because I never had enough discipline. I'm not a workaholic. I have natural tendencies towards procrastinating and like flaking out and just not doing shit, and just forcing yourself to do a weekly podcast every week, like as trite as that sounds, just teaches you that you are capable of doing something despite feeling tired, despite feeling like you don't want to, despite being lazy, despite being a procrastinator, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, So, yeah, that is the answer to that question. Oh, it also helps a lot if you're really good at talking a lot of bullshit in like a very long string. That helps with podcasting too.
The only time in my life I ever thought I knew what I was going to do with myself was when I graduated high school, and I thought I was going to be an actor.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Like a porn actor.
Yeah. I graduated the all-male boarding school high school that I went to, and
It's all male.
knew I was going to be a.
You know what?
knew I was going to be a porn
I'm
actor.
gonna work in porn. I wonder what it would be like to work in porn. I did have I went through this small phase where me and my best friend from back home, we wanted to start like a porn industry company. Not star in it, but he wanted to do the marketing, and I wanted to write the scripts. I was fresh out of college for theater arts, and I excelled at script writing and makeup, those two things. And I was trying to be an effects makeup artist, and I was having some success. But I really loved I've always just been naturally inclined to write shit, I guess. And I wrote a script. The initial script was kind of women trying out for a women's hockey team, and then the two coaches were dudes, and so they'd go into the locker room and try out, but the whole thing was Canadian centric. It was called Canuck Fucks or something like that. Yeah, so
that's a great name.
Yeah, it was gonna be a thing, and it never happened because it was tough, but that could have been a thing, and maybe it will someday. Maybe I'll sell that script or something, because it'd be a lot of work for Canadian actresses.
Script.
I'm just saying. Yeah, and it'd be great because okay, women look amazing in oversized jerseys. You remember what was that fucking movie, Van Wilder? You remember that? Remember when Tara Reid was still good looking before she went all
Yes.
Remember that part she was in? They were playing hockey, and she was wearing the little leggings, but then she had the big jersey. Didn't she look cute? Women look amazing.
Saw it, one time.
Okay, well, I watched it a lot because it was hilarious. You remember that part where they jerked off that dog, and they put the dog juice in those what are those things called?
Jello shots?
No,
Forget what
fucking
they did with
eclairs. It was eclairs.
Oh,
It was a
yeah.
basket full of eclairs.
Oh.
And they're eating it, and they're oh, it's still warm, and they're dribbling into them. It's funny. It's funny.
Did you notice that we have somebody from Blizzard in here right now?
Do we?
Yeah, Lance Blizz Gamer is in here right now. Coffee notes,
Hey, man.
Lance. And you're
Oh
just
my
in
God.
time for eclairs. Thanks, Lance, for coming. Coffee notes, love that. Don't have any eclairs anytime soon, Lance.
It was really funny, and then they had the fake balls on the bulldog, and then after that part, they were really small. No, that was a good movie. But what I was saying was women look hot in jerseys. So that was the whole
Yes.
point of that. Plus, hockey, Canada equals the same thing.
Yes.
So, yeah. That's I'm sorry. But to be fair, those guys deserved it because they were being jerks in that movie.
It's true.
And yeah, and so I don't. And a little dog. I don't even want to say it. It's not bad for you. It's protein. It's not vegan, but it's protein. Anyway, let's answer another question real quick and just get away from that entirely. Let's see. Okay, Draven asks, if you could change the fate of any one Warcraft hero, villain, random farmer, mailbox dancer, etc., who would it be and why? Also, how would that change the Warcraft universe? And he gives an example. Garrosh died back in Outland, so he never became War Chief, never killed Karen, never went back in time, never freed Gul'dan, which means Illidan and all the demon hunters are still locked away, but it's possible the Legion didn't invade either, etc., etc., etc. I wish that I had read that question earlier.
I was gonna say, I feel like I needed to think about this one.
Yeah, I would.
Okay, I got it. I
Okay.
have the answer. I would change it so that Mankirk found his wife. I'm not joking. I'm totally serious.
No, I know. I just
That's not funny. I don't
No,
appreciate that you snickered at that.
I'm saying it's. No, what I was chortling at was that that's the obvious answer, isn't it? You know,
As if.
it's the obvious answer. That's okay. I'm not calling you basic. I'm just saying that that's the obvious. Oh, I wasn't saying you're basic.
Wow.
Would you relax?
Oh my god.
Would you just relax?
We are
Just
so in a fight right now.
Just take
Anniversary
it-
fight. First fight on air.
relax.
I'm taking the GIF down. The GIF is
Don't
down.
take the GIF down. Take the GIF
the
down.
GIF is down.
No.
The GIF is
Can you
down.
Can you just? Are you finished?
I'm finished.
Okay. Are you okay?
Mankirk's wife. I would
I'm
change
just saying that's a good
it.
answer. That's just a good answer.
I would change it so Mankirk found his wife because I find that heartbreaking.
It is.
I think he should find his wife. I don't think she should pass away. Call me a sap, cause I'm a big floppy sap.
You're
but
floppy.
I'm a big floppy sap. I think he should find his wife. I hate that he didn't and that she passed. I don't like that.
I don't like that either.
Yeah.
I don't want that to happen. No, you're right. We're good. We're good here. Should we like reenact the Triforce?
Yeah. Now that Lance is here, yeah.
Can somebody add that to
How does
Urban
that work?
Dictionary, please? No, it's okay. Dick,
You have to add
dick,
it.
dick, two dicks, and then dick in the
I
middle.
don't think. I still don't think I understand it.
Okay, all right. So the microphone is
But
a
you
dick.
have to add it to Urban Dictionary.
Okay, fine. So the microphone is a dick, okay? So that means a dude's standing here. And then so this is the part I'm it's okay. Help
Wait,
me.
did you see that Lance said, "I'll take the coffee, but just black, please"?
I'll take the 0. Okay, the Triforce. We just made this up like an hour ago. Okay, this is the dick. This man's standing here. Then there's a dude to the right and dude to the left. And so, you know, dick, dick, dick. It's like duck goose. No. So like what you would do is like you put your arms out like this and then cross them and then like, you know, you're doing the old fashioned with both arms. And then, you know, the dick in front of you is obviously, you know, so it's like a 3 thing, you know, like a thing of 3, like the Triforce, you know, nothing to do with Zelda probably. Or maybe, you know, like if you want to dress up like
Such a
Link
good
or
name,
Princess
though.
Zelda, that's
Such
fine.
a good name.
What was the name? Jingle. Was that the name of that weird elf? No. What was that guy? Who was that guy? The Jingle? Hang on.
Who?
Zelda Jingle.
Who
Was that
Who are you referring to?
I don't know. What was his name? Who am I thinking of?
I don't know.
Who's that like creepy little dude in the sky? Please help me.
In what?
In Zelda.
Creepy little dude in the sky.
Was he like, did he have balloons on his back or something? I don't remember. It was like this dude. There's a dude. Was his name Jingle? Help me. Nobody knows. I have no idea. I've sent everybody on a weird
I
like
don't know
Google
what you're talking about.
chase.
I'm sorry.
Google chase. Tingle. Thank you.
Oh.
Tingle. Not
Yeah.
Jingle.
You
Tingle.
lost me on that. I'm
Zelda.
sorry.
Yeah, that's it. That's
Thank
it.
you,
Yeah.
UniEdge.
Yes.
Thank you. You saved the show, UniEdge.
Thank you. I'm like Tingle. It's fucking him. Yes, that guy.
You know what UniEdge is like the opposite of?
What?
A Triforce.
Oh.
Just stop. Don't.
We're just gonna move on. So I think that's all the questions that people had.
Okay.
But thank you guys so much for that. We had some in the chat too, I believe. I think Winchester had 2. Winchester said, if you had to pick one battle pet from WoW to describe each other, what would it be and why? That's an excellent question, actually.
What battle pet? Oh, I need to look at a
Yeah.
list. Hold on. I need to look at a list.
I know what I would describe myself as. But like for you, I don't know. Oh, I do know. No. Yes, I know. I think I would describe you as either like a mix of no. Yeah. Either Blorp or Pierre. 'Cause like
Is Pierre the little
the little oven who like, you know, he makes a
cute.
pancake. He just like he has a pancake and he'll fucking flip it. He'd be like,
And
ta-da!
he's so fucking proud of it.
Yeah, exactly. He's just like, hey, while I'm standing here, here's one pancake. And then he flips it and he's like, yeah, what's up? Now it's gone. But here's another one. Flip it. Yeah, he's got this like little mustache and he's got these like knobs for eyes. And you've got knobs for eyes, right?
Thank you.
You are so welcome.
I don't have a quick answer for that. I'm gonna have to think on that one.
Oh, thanks. We've only been podcasting together for 3 years and you don't even know what battle pet I'd be?
I know. How shallow of me, right? Like,
Fuck
to
you.
not know what.
Like you've never like summoned a battle pet and you're like, oh, that reminds me of Fist. Never? No.
I do have one that reminds me of you, but not for the reason because it reminds me of you. It's because you bought it for me and I named it after you.
Oh, what did I buy you?
It's the fairy pet that is the what's it called?
What the hell are you talking about?
It's the fucking, oh my god, I can't believe I'm not remembering.
Is it Tingle? Because Tingle's not in WoW. That's Zelda.
No.
And it's not Jingle either.
No, it's not that.
What would you guys say I am? Because I'm thinking if I was gonna describe myself as a battle pet,
It's the Brightwing pet in WoW.
Oh, the fucking
The fairy dragon?
fairy dragon? Yeah.
Yeah, you bought that for me because I was a Brightwing main in Heroes of the Storm at the time.
Oh, I'm so
So
thoughtful.
you bought, yeah, it was very nice of you. So I named
very
it Fisty. And
That's
so
a
that
terrible
reminds me of
name.
you, but it's okay.
I think I would describe myself as a plump turkey. Not only because maybe it's my favorite pet because it reminds
However-
me of myself.
However, if I would have called you a plump turkey, I think you would have had words for me on that.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with being a plump turkey, okay? Because like
Okay,
number
but
one,
if you call a woman a plump turkey, I think that woman's gonna have words for you.
most
saying.
likely.
Just saying.
But I think that I would be a plump turkey because I'm not skinny. Two, my dad used to call me a turkey every time I'd fuck up. So like, it was a lot.
Oh, you
Like,
turkey?
oh,
That's
you
such a dad
turkey.
thing to say.
Uh,
Oh, you're totally the bush chicken.
I'm a bush chicken. That's kind of like a plump turkey. It's like, oh,
Plump turkey, bush chicken.
here comes bush chicken. That's not a comment on, any sort of like manscaping I have going on. Hopefully, although I don't know how anybody would know that.
This is
But
such
now
a
everybody
great-
does, I guess.
This is such a great list.
But yeah, I know.
WarcraftPets.com is just so comprehensive, but the list is so long. Holy crap.
You know what I hate most about like my favorite pet being the plum turkey is that I can never bring him out because as soon as I do, people want to kill him. Like he's the only pet that you can just like turn into dead, It
Yeah.
sucks. I love him. Like my second favorite is the Perky Pug because I am a pug mother. Like I am mother of pug, pug mama. But I don't know. It's just something about that plump turkey. I don't know. It's nice and round and, he means well.
I'm gonna have to answer that later. I don't know.
All right.
I don't know offhand. I don't pet battle or anything like that, so I don't really know them so well that I just like have an easy answer for that.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Oh, Darkmoon Rabbit, easy. I'm just kidding. I don't have an easy answer for this. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
I failed you.
Oh yeah, but that's that's just how it goes sometimes. Cool. So I don't know what else. Like, maybe we could talk about lagging balls going forward into the future.
Yeah, time out.
Into the future.
I do want to do that, but I just wanted to note one sec that that Wicked Kitten got cock blocked by the mod, by the auto mod.
We have an auto mod.
Yeah.
The fuck.
Wicked Kitten got auto modded, and I think that's hilarious because she wrote a cock in the bush, and that's hilarious because that's actually rather innocent.
Yeah. And like Wicked Kitten is a mod, and she
Yeah.
just got modded by the fake mod.
Yeah.
That's very ironic.
I'm sorry.
I like that.
I'm sorry. You were saying.
Yeah, so I was just like trying to figure out like what we could talk about next, and like we've talked about, I don't know, we kind of reminisced a lot about lagging balls, but I don't know, what are future plans? Like, where is this going? Where is this heading to? Where's it going? Where's it going?
I mean, do we really have to put labels on things? Like, can't we just be?
You know, because I really feel like this podcast just like defines my life's journey. And I don't really like to define things, even though I just did. But like, I don't know, it's kind of spiritual. And oh my God, you know, like I really don't feel like I need to explain myself.
Okay, but all right. Okay.
Right?
All right. So, where are we going with this? Well, first of all, we've already mentioned recently that we're going to start the weekly stream playthroughs, right?
Yes.
Play-alongs,
Yes.
right? That's
Eventually.
what we're calling them. Eventually being what, this week?
I have no idea. Whenever we can.
We have to figure out how to technically make it work.
Yeah.
Right. So that's
Yeah.
the main holdup is figuring out just how to make the damn thing work.
Yeah.
But yes, we are going to do play-alongs. It's going to be a live stream, much like this, except instead of just talking, we are going to be playing things together for you, with you.
Yeah,
together.
and we both want to start streaming more often too.
Yeah.
I'm kind of close to partner. You just got affiliate, so like we're gonna keep that going, you know. And I like that too. It's just like you and I are like constantly battling the IRL boss, and fucking sucks, because you know IRL is the devil. I don't know.
Yep.
But yeah, so like getting away from that, like we just want to be more present on Twitch, as a whole. As far as the whole like podcasting goes, like I said, we're trying to not condense things, but just sort of like make current events, like the current events that we're more passionate about, more a focal point than just like reporting news. And that's something that we're working on. We experimented a few weeks ago by taking the bumpers out, and that cut down a lot of time for me as far as editing goes. But we did get some feedback on that, and people did not like that, and I didn't like it either. TBH.
Well,
so
I think people said that they liked it fine as a once in a while thing.
yeah,
That's what I
once in a while, I
understood it to be.
guess. But yeah, no, it was weird. It wasn't LB. It was just a weird thing. So there's that. What I would like to do, we don't have guests very often, and that's not the only reason for that is that we just have a terrible setup. So we need to work on that. And once we work on that, we will have more guests. And it sucks because like people are always so nice to us, and like we get to go on people's shows all the time, and we can't reciprocate that just because like our setup is terrible. We both have some things that we need to work on to make that possible. So you know, that's a thing that'll happen in the future.
Yep.
We really want to start an Etsy store because you guys really want our buttons for some reason, like our terrible, horrible handmade buttons that we hand out at BlizzCon every year that break usually. I literally like have to snap them closed with my teeth. Like there's mouth juice on those buttons that you guys have. So yeah, that's the thing. Also, we are in the process of hiring help, you know, just mostly with social media. Like our Twitter's kind of been languishing a little bit. So we need help with that. So we're gonna bring somebody on soon. And I don't know, like we just want to be better than we are, but we don't want to change too much, you know? And I think that once BFA drops, there's going to be a lot to talk about. Like it's funny that like the patches and the seasonal events in like Overwatch and Heroes and like the new expansions and things like that, they just sort of like rejuvenate content creators, you know? So I think like I'm really looking forward to that, but it's also going to take up more of our time. Like we're going to be in game more, obviously, but then that will lend itself to streaming. So like it'll all come together. We just need to figure it out, I guess. But yeah, we're going forward. We're just looking for more ways to give more to the community. Streaming videos. I want to start doing vlogs again. I had a small foray into that. Yeah, more vlogs, more guests, more play-alongs, more visual content, more audio content.
Did you say a small four-way?
I did not say that. I mean, maybe I did, but I meant foray. or foyer, not foyer, like you Americans say. But the thing that I want most is something that we can't do. It's what you guys can do. What I want most is I want you guys to like start sending in bumpers. I can't stress enough how much I want that. Like when we get like a little soundbite or like a commercial or a bumper or something promoting whoever's thing. If I can stick that on the end of LB, like it makes that is the piece of LB that is usually missing to me, because I grew up with like CTR in the Instance, who would always have these cool little segments at the end of the shows. They would have like cool segments and they would have commercials for other shows and, you know, like promoting other people's junk. And sometimes the sound bites would be absolutely terrible. Sometimes they'd be hilarious. Sometimes they would sound really cool. And like back in the day, like that was how you learned about more stuff to listen to and more stuff to consume, and, you know, and I always feel like Lagging Balls is missing that. That's what I want. Cause like,
I have an idea.
Okay.
May I interrupt your flow to pose an idea related to this?
Fine.
Okay, everybody, here goes. If you're listening to this and you have ever considered doing something like this, but you're like, but I don't have anything to promote, and I don't have a show to send in a bumper for, and I don't have something of my own to promote or sell or a segment to or suggest or whatever. Here's an idea. Make something up. Send in a commercial for something that doesn't exist. Send in an ad for a product that doesn't fucking exist at all.
Yeah.
Send in an ad for a website that isn't a real website.
Is there a weird thing in World of Warcraft that tickles your fancy? What if you really like plump turkeys?
There you go. Send in an ad for plum turkeys. Yeah. Give us some shit that isn't even real. Listen, half of what we do isn't fucking real. Have you been paying attention? This is what we do all day. You do a little bit of it. Give us some shit. Let's see what you got. It doesn't matter.
Like Pat says, make up a bit.
There you go. Come on. Give us some shit. Just play. Just
like
play.
That,
you can't go wrong.
Like the last half of our show is question of the week and listener feedback, and then thanking the patrons and all the other stuff. That is like an entire half of the show, and we never skip that ever. And we've put way more effort into question of the weeks and listener feedbacks than any other thing, because like that is why we like that was our thing. Like we knew that dick and fart jokes were going to be our thing, but like, you know, that was kind of a given. What we wanted our podcast to be was the podcast that everybody felt like they could add to, you know? And I don't know. I don't know. Like I've spent 3 years encouraging people to send me bullshit to put on the end of my show, and it hardly ever happens. And that's what I want. I want that. It was my birthday a few weeks ago. Come on. Come on. You know, but it's just like, that was like the cool shit. Like you'd listen to CTR and you'd be like, that was a fucking awesome show, and I'm so bummed that it's over this week. But then, you know, you'd have like the cool bumpers and commercials and funny things at the end. And then you'd be like, oh, that sounded funny. I'm going to check out that show. You know, that's how it worked back in the day.
I see some people saying challenge accepted.
Good.
I see Lance Blizzard Gamer saying, wait, is Blizzard real?
I mean, I've only been there once, and it felt like I was dreaming, and I was crying the whole time. And I peed a little. Or a lot. You know, it's fine.
So a normal Tuesday?
Normal Tuesday. But yeah, everybody was super polite. Nobody like called attention to it or anything like that. Oh, and like there was really good vegan chicken at the cafeteria and vegan ranch. You don't encounter a lot of vegan ranch. But maybe I dreamed that too. I'm not sure.
All right, so Draven's doing something. Three Orange Whips is doing something. I take what Lance said to mean that he's doing something.
Please.
Something coffee related, perhaps?
Yeah, and some photos.
Zafira keeps talking about doing something. Wicked keeps talking about doing something. These are your chances, guys.
Mighty Elder Goth says he's going to give it a shot.
There you go. Father Dante says I don't have a show, which means he should definitely do something. Somebody else said we don't want to see
Grow and
what I've got.
multi-accept.
There you go. Yes.
Please.
Show me what you got.
Yeah, just send it in. Just, like the easiest thing in the world is to like, I don't know. And like, we get a lot of listener feedback, and a lot of you are just like so kind, and you guys are kind enough to send us long emails just saying how much you enjoy the show. And like, I can't tell you, like, can you imagine just like busting your ass, like honestly busting your ass every week to make something, and you never know if it's going to be good, and you never know if it is good. You hope it's good, but then you get like these like adorable, amazing strangers most of the time just like sending you positive feedback, like taking the time out of their day to like update you on like their life, and like how the thing that you bust your ass on like fits into their lives and stuff like that. Like it's fucking unreal, it's unfucking real.
Yeah. Speaking of, look, UniEdge said let's make a show reviewing Lagging Balls. Who's with me? And then 300 Drift is like, it's good.
It's alright.
It's a short show.
My mom says it's really good, but I don't think she listens to it.
Show about a game. It's so meta.
Whoa, that's super meta. But what I was going to say was like, if you are so kindly inclined to send us feedback, you don't necessarily have to email it. You can just record yourself saying it, and you can put in like funny fart noises and stuff. Like if you need a fart noise, ask Pat. He's always guessing. No, I'm just kidding.
Pat knows fart noises.
He really does. He's got one of those like keyboards, except like all of the keys are like a different note of fart note. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, except in all different notes and stuff. And then he'll play like Chopin and Mozart.
I just played one.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Like that. But anyway, and like if you guys need resources for sound effects, hit me up. I know all the free sound effect websites online. It's real easy. And I don't know, just have fun with it. We've had a few video submissions. We just like, I don't know, like we wouldn't be doing anything if it wasn't for you guys. And like we want Lagging Balls to feel like your show too, because like we wouldn't have this show without you, and we want to feature you guys as much as possible. And like we were talking about earlier, like we got so many lucky breaks in the beginning just because people cared enough to reach out to us and give us a chance, and we cannot pay that back enough, never. So if we can help you, we're gonna fucking help you. Okay? Okay? Good talk, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, good talk. We'll see you out there.
Good talk. Good fucking talk. All right, let's talk about something else.
We have a giveaway.
Another giveaway?
Another giveaway.
But it's not another BlizzCon ticket though.
No, it's a giveaway that UniEdge right here in the chat room gave to us for the show tonight, during the show tonight, for the show tonight, which is a Destiny 2 Blizzard code.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So anybody here in the chat room who does not have Destiny 2, thanks to UniEdge for giving that to us. That's really generous of you.
God.
Very cool of you.
You guys are so sweet.
We need a way to give it. We need a way to give it away. I have a trivia question that we could ask if you'd like.
Isn't there some way to do it like in the chat room?
There is, but I think you have to have like a bot kind of thing.
Oh.
Which.
Why don't you write down a number on a piece of paper right now, between like two numbers, and then whoever gets the closest number in chat wins. And then you'll have it on the paper, so it'll be like proof or whatever. Are you getting paper out? Do you have any paper?
I'm getting paper and a pen. You said between two numbers or just one? Write down one number.
Like a number between 1 and like...
Okay, I'll write down a number between 1 and 20.
Okay.
Okay?
No, that's not enough. 1 and 50.
A number between 1 and 50. I'm writing it down right now. I'm going to show it to you. I'm gonna message
How?
it to you. I'm gonna message it
Okay.
to you
Okay.
right here on Twitch. Okay, here it comes.
Okay.
I'm sending it to you right now.
Okay.
Do you see it?
I see the number.
Okay,
Okay.
everybody
I
go
know
ahead.
that number.
It's between 1 and 50. Type it in chat.
Good luck, everybody.
Whoever gets it or gets closest to it without going over, or
I don't know. Just like the closest? You guys are so good at knowing numbers. I only know like 4 numbers. Ready? 1,
do a barrel roll.
3, 2, and 26.
Foot long. Arsenic! What's up, Arsenic?
Foot long.
Arsenic, the Arsenic. The
Is-
Arsenic who
is
gave us the
footlong.
BlizzCon ticket.
Yeah.
Arsenic, I love you.
Mr. Footlong, if you know what I'm saying.
Arsenic, I want to have your babies.
Yes.
Arsenic, thank you for giving us the BlizzCon ticket, buddy. We did give one away tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are a fucking legend.
Yeah, you're the MVP of LB. You see? Are we done? Is that everybody giving out numbers?
No, we're going to give it a couple more minutes and let people
Okay.
just, everybody put in a number who wants to.
In the meantime, I had Sugar Ray stuck in my head all day. So like,
Is that why you messaged it to me earlier randomly for no
Yep.
reason at all?
all
Draven,
around the world, statues come before me. Who knows how long I loved you? You know? And then, so I was at work and I was writing about, oh my god, you guys. Okay, so today I had to write an article about why the NYXL would probably win, but of course would win $300,000 for being in the top spot of the regular season of Overwatch League. And like they would win because they needed 30 wins to win, but they would also win that money if Boston did not win tonight. But if they did, then NYXL would have to win another thing, and then NYXL would win, and then even if Boston won, then they'd still win anyway. Like it was like that, and like there was like 4 probabilities, like 4 different outcomes that would result in NYXL winning the 300K. And like, to somebody who can do math, this would all make perfect sense. But to me, like I had all the information in front of me, but like since I couldn't understand it, I was having trouble like eloquently explaining it to other people, and it literally took me an hour and a half to like type it out, you know? And it was just like, I love Overwatch League and I know so much about it and I write about it every day and I watch it almost every day, but like when it comes to like the math stuff and the probability stuff and all that stuff behind it, like I don't get it. And it's just, and that's been my problem with World of Warcraft since day one. It's just like, you know, that the people who are truly good at WoW are good at math, you know? Do you know that? Like, have you noticed that? Like,
Yeah.
the people who are truly good, naturally good at World of Warcraft are also very naturally good at math. And it is, like, it's totally possible to enjoy WoW to the fullest and to be a great WoW player and everything if you're not good at math, but you will never be as good as somebody who loves the game and who is also naturally good at math and who loves math, you know? Like, we have a few scientists and engineers in our Ray team and they are just fucking amazing, you know, naturally. Like, they get it. They get the numbers, the statistics, like the DPS meter, like they get the meters better than I do. Like, if the meters didn't have like colored bars showing me who was doing what, I'd never know, you know? I would probably just think I was really good. Anyway, we can do the giveaway now. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. You can keep talking because I got to go back and look at the numbers and pick
Oh,
one.
okay. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard not being good at math, but like it was weird because like for the first time in my esports writing career, I had to write an article that was like heavily based upon math, and it was just fucking hard, you know? Like it was too hard. It was ridiculous. So that was my day. But then I also had Sugar Ray stuck in my head on top of that. So it was basically like, I'm surprised I got that thing out at all, honestly. Just Mark McGrath in my head over and over and over. All around the world, statues crumble for me.
Okay.
All around the world, statues crumble for me.
We have a winner. We have a winner.
Who is the winner?
Our winner is Father Dante.
Oh my god, congratulations!
Ah, Father Dante! Father Dante.
Father Dante.
Congratulations, Father Dante. I will shoot you a DM with the code. And thank you once again to UniEdge for donating this code. It was very
much.
dope of you, bro. Let me copy that from your DM to give it to the other DM.
People
Copying
are so
from one bro to another bro.
generous. So generous. Like, I can't believe you guys. And like, that's the thing. Like, if anybody in the chat room right now is not in our Discord, like, I'm not gonna spend a lot of time harping on this, but what I will say is, like, the Lagging Balls Discord fucking blows me away every day, and like, we hardly have a hand in it at all. It's up to 600 people now. It's 600 of the most amazing, supportive, hilarious people I've ever seen. I don't know how this all happened and stuff, but like, you guys are just generous and thoughtful and giving, and I don't know, like, if you guys are looking for a nice Discord channel, ours is nice, you know, like, it's fun, and it's always active, and everybody's just really nice. I don't know what else to say. So
Father Dante, do me a favor and just confirm that you got that DM. UniEdge, thanks again. That was very, very nice of you, sir. And to those who also DM'd me to offer to help with the giveaway, that was also very nice of you guys.
Huh?
People are like offering to mod. People are offering to help with the giveaways. People are offering to serve us coffee and make us eclairs. I mean, the outpouring of support here is just. I love these guys.
I love you guys. Like,
Milwaukee with the rigged again. That's the second time tonight, Milwaukee.
I like the fork. But yeah, no, our Discord's really great. We have like a memes channel. We have an introduction channel, so you can introduce yourselves. It's slowly turning into a look at my pets channel, which is fine. We have a selfie channel. We have a support room if you need help with anything. We've got a channel called Swolinka Fitness, and it's inspired by Holinka getting massively swole. And you know, it's inspiring people to also get fit, you know, through the grace of Swolinka. What else do we have? We have my work channel. That's the channel I use when I'm at work. I just sort of like, sometimes I need help with articles, sometimes I need opinions or ideas on things, and so I'll ask you guys, and you guys are always so happy to help. We've got channels for every different game. I don't know, we've got some other shit. We've got like a meme channel, which is always bumping. Yeah, I don't know, it's just a good time. I really like, I feel like Discord has been like a huge game changer as far as like podcasts go. And I feel like we really lucked out with everybody who's in our Discord, because you guys are the thing that is most interesting to me, I think, is that we have so many people, but nobody is a troublemaker, you know? Because like Thorn and I, we don't have any help yet with any of our social media, but so like we have to watch the Discord channel as much as possible, and we have to read like everything just in case. And like nobody ever, you know, there's never any problems, you know? Everybody is just honestly and genuinely a nice person. And I don't know how that happened. Yeah. Like, it seems unlikely that out of like 600 people, everybody would be awesome. But you are.
It's
and everybody's
true.
Also really attractive.
Yeah, so attractive. Speaking of nice people, Faced, it's starting to feel almost like there's an echo in here.
What are you talking about?
The whole like giveaways thing. It's like I feel like we just did one, you know?
We did just do one.
Oh, is that we did, huh?
You're putting on your weird
It's like
voice where you're talking about stuff and I don't
it's
know
like
what you're talking about.
you know, I thought we just did one because it feels like maybe we should do another.
What do you mean?
Because we have another one to do now.
Okay, what is this one?
You remember that guy Lance?
Yeah.
Yeah, he just gave us another code.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Oh my god.
In fact, he just gave us 2. These are WoW recustomization codes from Lance Blizz Gamer.
Oh my god.
If you follow him on Twitter, in case you don't know who we're talking about, he's in the chat here. He's awesome. We love him. If you follow him on Twitter, he's the one who puts out the coffee notes every day, which is awesome. We love those.
I save them on my phone sometimes.
Yeah, so do I. Because they're just awesome, and they're such a feel-good thing, and they're just such a...
They help sometimes a lot. Like
Yeah.
sometimes those will like align with how you're feeling that day, and you're just like, oh,
Right?
yeah, I needed to see that.
It's
Um,
literally one of the things that's that's made me want to work at Blizz for years, because it's one of those things that it's one of the many things that speaks to the culture of Blizz that just speaks to the culture of Blizz.
Yeah, like this is Blizzard culture right here.
There
It's
you
like
go.
here, have good feels, have some codes, you know, like just because I'm a nice person. Like that like that's me talking about the fucking Discord. It's like we're all there because we love Blizzard games. Like that's why we're here.
Yep.
That's why we know each other. That's why we do anything with each other. And that's why this is happening now. It's just all based upon this like solid fucking foundation of like good feels. Goodwill towards men and shit, you know?
Yeah. So these are World of Warcraft appearance change codes,
Oh
so
my
that
goodness.
you can change your hairstyles, change your look and feel, right?
That is so important.
Yes, and his note was just that, you know, when new expansions come out, a lot of times people like to do that, and he just gave us 2 of those out of the goodness of his heart randomly right now during the show. Thank you so much for that,
my
Lance.
God.
That was
Thank
super
you.
nice of you. I almost choked up a little bit there because that's just really cool of you, man. Thank
I
you so
won't
much.
cry on camera.
Yeah.
But I'll cry later. It's just I've got so much fucking makeup on, like, and the false eyelashes. Like, if I cry now, people are gonna know what I actually look like, and
Right.
then nobody will watch the LBS. They'll be like, "Oh God."
My guy liner. Come on.
Yeah. Think of the children.
Okay, so you should write down a number this time.
Okay. Oh, I do have paper. Fine. Okay, now we gotta think of a number. A number between what?
Between 1 or between let's do between 50 and 100 this time. How about that?
Okay. This paper that I
Warm
have.
in here.
The last thing I wrote, I tried to write down all of the states in America.
Why?
It's not going to show up. Because I didn't think that I could, and I was right, I can't. I got to
You look like you got pretty close though.
29. I can't believe you guys have 50. I don't even...
But you're Canadian.
I know.
That's
and I'm
pretty
just
good.
saying, like, I have no idea what other states besides these are there. Because, like, fuck, there's way too many. Okay, so a number between what?
50 and 100.
50 and 100, okay.
But I agree. I think Draven already won.
I'm not gonna pick 69 because that's what I would normally pick. I'm gonna pick something that I would never pick.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, Lance. Hugs right back, buddy. That's really cool. It's cool that you're here to begin with, and it was extra cool of you to do this.
There's you're not
Yes.
gonna be at BlizzCon, are you? Because I'm pretty good at hugging IRL. I'm just saying.
He may or may not be required to be at BlizzCon.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But yeah. Okay. So I've written down the number.
Okay. Now you should message it to me.
I will message
So
it
we
to
have-
you.
We have the backup, like, what do you call that? Like, there you go. All right. Okay, I got it. No, that's
Okay.
not between 50 and 100.
50 and 100?
Yeah.
Oh, I get it.
Higher than 50.
Okay, wait. Okay, I fucked up. See? Math. Can't do it. Okay.
Thanks,
Let's see.
TBK. Hi, TBK.
Oh my God, TBK's here.
Thanks, buddy.
Where?
He said he's dropping by to wish us a happy anniversary, buddy.
Oh, I love that guy.
Thanks, buddy.
Hey, TBK, remember when we went to Disneyland World? Disney?
Yeah.
Okay, 50 and 100. Okay,
3 orange whips. Who are you? You said you said you're a performer before. I want to know who you are, buddy.
are you Yelvis?
Yelvis?
Yeah. Okay, I did it.
Okay, we've got a number. All right, everybody start guessing.
Okay,
Everybody did start guessing already. Okay,
that's fine.
people started guessing. We'll start with the guesses you guys already started with. So that's fine.
All around the world that you've gone before me. You know? What other song? There's
Oh,
another
Lance
song.
Lance said he will be enjoying BlizzCon this year. He doesn't have to work the whole con this
Oh,
year, so
sweet.
that's awesome. Yeah.
So, you know.
Wait, do you get to be a barista? Because that would be like super befitting.
Oh my God, can you imagine like a little like Blizzard themed coffee stand?
Yeah, that would be really
Just
cool.
like out somewhere. Oh my God. Because like I know they have like themed beer every year, like every other year or something like that, which is cool, but like I don't drink. So, but if there was like Blizzard themed coffees, like I know there's like a Starbucks on Blizz HQ, but like actually like Blizzard themed coffees there at BlizzCon, I would drink the fuck. Like
Yeah.
I would drink all of those.
It would need to be inside too, where the air conditioning is super blasty on,
Yes.
Ness?
Yeah.
so that where you're nice and cool, you can have a nice hot coffee.
Hot beverage. Yeah, hot beverage. Okay. Are we good? Has everybody looked yet? Are we good?
Okay, let's. Anybody else who wants to get a chance at a code? We have 2 codes to give away, so we're gonna take the 2 closest to the number. Anybody else who wants to guess a number between 50 and 100 right now?
Ooh. There should be all sorts of drinks for people, because like, you know, not everybody drinks alcohol. It seems like what I've noticed is that it seems like a lot of the people who work at Blizzard or around Blizzard, they're really into beer and like just the drinking of beer and like trying beer and like stuff like that. Oh, so I think my camera is bugged out. Focus. There we go. But yeah, but it'd be cool if there was just like a large array of like Blizzard themed drinks and stuff. That'd be cool. Are you figuring out the number?
Stream feed like messed up?
I mean, mine's been lagging out, but
Okay.
it's
Good.
fine for everybody else. I think it's
Okay, good.
Yeah.
It looks funky on my screen. All right, cool. Good. All right. Yes. All right. So we are done with the guesses. Give me one moment to look at the closest 2.
But yeah, I don't know. At BlizzCon, I live off of those like little like prepackaged foods. There's like one that has like fucking couscous, I think, and hummus, and then chips and stuff. I eat those like crazy. Because I just kind of forget to eat at BlizzCon, and then like at night, you like go back to wherever you're staying and you shower because you're gross, and then you get ready and then you go out and party and then you just don't eat. I always lose so much weight at BlizzCon. I try to lose weight before BlizzCon, but that kind of never happens. But you lose like a ton of weight at BlizzCon, and then when you go home, if you don't get like the con sickness, then you just put all the weight back on because you're super depressed that all your friends have gone back to like all the 4 corners of the states. And you're just depressed that it's all over. Then you cry and you eat a lot, and then you gain all that weight back, and then, you know, start trying to lose it again for the next BlizzCon. And you do a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. I've never had the patience to stand at a food truck at BlizzCon because there's always so many things that I want to do instead. So I'm just like, I don't need to eat. Eating's not fucking important. What the fuck ever. Eating is pretty important though. It's pretty badass. I had pop chips for lunch. It was probably bad. How are we doing, Thorn?
Okay, we've got winners.
Okay, who are the wieners?
The wieners are Draven and Chet Maximus.
Oh my god, congratulations!
Chet Maximus.
Oh, thanks, Ro.
I don't think I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm sorry.
It doesn't sound like you're pronouncing it correctly.
Chetter Maximus.
Yeah, just keep saying it. It'll sound...
I don't know how to pronounce that. But you guys both guessed 73, and the number was 74. So, congratulations. Well done. There were some very close guesses, but those were the closest. And you guys got it because you were the closest, and you both had 73. Nicely done. I will DM you both your codes. And thanks again, Lance.
Thank you so much. Holy shit, dude. Guys, this has been so great. Just sitting here talking to you guys. And, like, it was kind of serendipitous, too, because, like, usually we only go for an hour on Fridays because we're right up against Azeroth Roundtable, and we don't like to encroach on their time, mostly because, you know, our chat rooms are usually full of the same people. So, you know, you got to share the time. Like, Friday has, you know, it's prime time. Usually. Some people have, like, stuff to do. I mean, we have stuff to do, obviously. I mean, we have a lot of video games to play, but, you know, whatever. But yeah, thank you, Lance, so much. Honestly, this is just fucking cool. Like, really cool. Like, really fucking cool. What was I saying? But yeah. So, Azeroth Roundtable is not happening this week, so we're free to just talk however long. Usually we're, finished by now, but, yeah, usually around now on Friday nights, I am desperately trying to play some kind of game while not falling asleep. You guys notice how, like, you get, like, super tired on Fridays, especially just because, like, it feels like your body was just kind of holding out for, like, the last day, and then your body's just like, okay, Friday, we're not going to do anything that night. We're just going to be fucking tired. And, you know, you're going to intend to watch porn before you go to sleep, but you won't. You know why? Because you're old now, and you're just going to fall asleep. So, you know, you've got your fucking phone in your hand, and you're looking at weird porn. And, you know, like, when you're in the mood for porn, nothing is like, you know, it's more like, oh, that seems interesting. And so you click it and you're like, and it works or it doesn't, and you move on or whatever. But, like, as soon as you're finished using that means to an end, as soon as you're done with the porn, if you're still watching it, if you finish up, you're cleaned up, you're ready to go to sleep, or you know, continuing your day whenever you're doing this, if you look at that porn, 9 times out of 10, you're going to feel disgusted with yourself. You're going to be like, really, me?
Really?
Really? Was that me? Like 5 minutes ago? I don't think so. That never happened. But the
really?
worst is...
The
worst is if you, like, used your Google Chrome or your Safari or what have you, and then, you know, you're looking at the pornography on your phone, and then instead of, like, when you're finished closing it, you just sort of minimize it, which I do occasionally. Next day, you wake up and you're just like, oh, you know, looking at my phone, looking at the nice updates. Oh, my mom texted me. That's great. And then you just, like, you know, look at your shit from the thing that you did last night, and it's, like, this weird fucking, like, quicksand fetish porn, and you're just like, that never happened. I never looked at this. I didn't use this. This was not used. This was not a means to an end. This didn't happen. Oh, have you ever been watching that porn and then, like, it finishes and the screen goes black and you can fucking see your own reflection, and, like, you're automatically not in the mood anymore. You're just like, oh god. Oh god. You know, like, it's you and like you are not thinking about your face at that, like when you're like, you know, in the mood, you're not thinking about your own face probably. So if you like see that fucking face of yours displayed in the bleak endness of the porno that you were watching, like that's not, you know, that's not good. That's not a fun thing. It reminds you of what you've become in that moment, you know? It's just like look at yourself. Stare into your own soul. Have a moment to just realize what you've become. You disgust me. Anyway.
You know, that happens. That's just what I call life.
I mean, yeah, if you do that enough, that's gonna be life. Have you ever been like looking at porn on your phone and then you drop your phone on your face?
Yep. And that's the rudest of awakenings, because like, you know, you're in a moment there. Like
Yeah.
that's a private and
That's like
You
a
know.
heightened. No, that's like a lower state of mind. You know, I was gonna say
Yeah.
heightened, but it's an altered state of mind.
yeah.
And then when it's like when, you know, when you're in the groove, when you're listening to like music or a good podcast with your earbuds on, and then all of a sudden something rips those earbuds out, that makes you like immediately angry, and it just takes you out of that altered state of mind.
Oh my god, I fucking hate that.
I do too. It makes me furious. So when you drop your fucking phone like a pancake on your fucking face when you're watching porno at night, you are not turned on anymore. You are angry.
Plus, it's really surprising. Like, you flinch
Oh, yeah.
real hard.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah. Boop.
yeah, the boop is hard. That's the worst of the boops. That is exactly the wrong kind of boop.
Yeah, it's bad for girls too, because like, you know, you've got the foundation, the lipstick, etc. You just drop it on your face, and like there's like this big smear of like a horrible face on your phone, and you're like, and then you pick up the phone and it's dark and you stare at it and you can see yourself, and it's just like, you know what? I don't need to jerk off tonight. That's, you know what?
No.
Fine.
Better to boop the snoot than to boop something else.
Yeah. Have you ever been like too angry to just like, oh, this isn't working.
To finish.
The phone keeps ringing. Fucking, oh, that is the worst when you're using your phone for porn, and like my phone is blowing up 24/7, and that sounds like a humble brag, but it's the truth. And it's just like there's like update after update after update.
Yeah, too many notifications. I've been turning notifications off because it's hard to use your phone when there's too much of that crap going on.
I know, but I need to keep them on always. And like, the worst is like, you know, you got the day off. Afternoon Delight is a song, and it's also got another thing. So you're like, you know what? I'm alone. It's fine. You know, I was gonna take a nap anyway. And what tires me out? Myself. So like, good night, Ro. Don't drop your phone on your face, okay?
Cheers, Ro. Lay
But,
on your side, buddy. Cheers.
But you know, that is also when my mother is inclined to text me, because she knows I'm off, and you know,
Shit.
it's afternoon and I'm just, you know,
Mommy,
supposed to
no.
be chilling. So it's a little weird, you know, because like, you know, you're watching the fog porn,
Yep. Swipe up.
Yeah.
Notifications away. Get away.
but then
Get away.
you don't swipe correctly, and then you accidentally click it.
No, that's the
And then it's
worst.
mom, and it's like, "Hi, sweetie, how's your afternoon going?" And you're like, "No, mom,
It's going
no,
badly now.
mom, not now. Oh my god, mom, knock first,
Daddy, no.
no, please, mom." Lay on your side. That's actually a really good idea. Although, yeah, no, that's a good idea. It's tough because, like, okay, have you ever seen that infomercial for that like weird sausagey looking thing that you stick between your boobs? Like it's like a boob pillow,
Yeah.
and you just like you stick it like, you know. And
Not
then
gonna
it's
lie,
supposed-
that's kind of a hot infomercial because they use some boobalicious women in that one.
I mean, yeah, well, that's who it's for, you know. But like, when you're laying on your side and you've got huge boobs, it
it
feels. I don't remember the titty cushion, but like it feels better to have just, you know, something separating them, because like I don't know how to. Okay, you know when you're sleeping on your side and it feels really good to put like a body pillow or like some kind of cushion between your legs because it feels nice. Nothing.
I do not know how that goes. I'm sorry to say.
That's probably not. That's not even because like you can't really feel it. You know, like it's not like legs or anything like that. But it's more like you know, just like when they're big. And
okay. Here's the
Yes, one
there it is.
feels good, but the other doesn't. It's just.
It's
like,
called the Cush.
It's like skin touching skin, and it gets sweaty. And then like one of them, like depending on how big your boobs are, like mine just go all over the place. You know, it's just like you might be sleeping on one. Like one is like completely underneath you. The other one's like flapping around on its own for some reason. You know, or they're just like they're spread or they're together, whatever. So like when you're sleeping on your side, like they just sort of like, you know, and then one of them's underneath and then one of them's up here, and it's just like in the middle. There's friction. There's going to be some sweat going on. You know, it's bullshit. So like you got that titty cushion to like, you know, stick in there. But what I was going to say was like, it's just easier to lay on your back when you're looking at the porn on your phone. Just, you know, it helps.
Yeah. I mean,
helps.
or get this Cush thing, because this Cush thing looks great. I'm not gonna lie. I just watched this commercial again, and now I want the Cush thing.
Who wouldn't?
Know? Or the woman from the commercial. One of the two, maybe both.
What would a dude use that for?
I don't know. I like what she's doing.
Do your nuts get like
good.
stuck underneath you? Like I don't understand how that works.
That's a thing, you know. It's a sack.
Would you benefit from a small cushion to put in your gooch so that would not happen?
No, it's more of like a separator thing. You just need like
saran wrap.
No, you just need more of like a supportive underwear. That's it.
What if you don't want to wear underwear? Because like women could wear bras to bed. I mean, that's not super comfortable, but it's a thing.
I would imagine just like how boobs are different in shape and size, that sacks are different in shape and size. And so depending on the shape and size of the sack, some men would differ in whether they need different levels of support or none at all.
You know, that makes total sense.
Yeah, so I guess I can't really speak to anything but my own experience.
Yeah, me too. With my own sack. Sack. Don't saran wrap your balls though, unless you really want to.
My next Overwatch character is gonna be named Sack Morris.
Sack Morris. Oh my god. Where did this come from? We were talking about the porn thing, and I don't know how we got to that either.
Lay on your side.
Lay on your side.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Our advice to Ro.
Yeah. Yeah, lagging balls. Subject of balls. That's the thing, though. It's like
scientific answers on the differential of sex. Yeah, you missed the scientific jackin' conversation from before.
When we settled on lagging balls, like we knew it was a double entendre. We knew that it was funny, but like we honestly did not have any idea that people would like completely ignore the colloquialism lagging balls and go straight for like your podcast is called Nutsack, you know, like that. Like people are just like really, really stuck on that. And the problem is like when we met Randy initially in 2016, he's like, oh, I really like your show, but like we have such a hard time like trying to figure out how to, you know, assign a community manager to you guys because like Blizzard doesn't want to say balls, you know, and we didn't realize that. So like shortly after that, we were assigned a community manager, but like still, it's like if we want to do anything formal, we're the LB podcast, you know, and like honestly, like we talked about this. If Blizz had said you need to change your name, we would have done it happily, gladly, and if they still wanted us to, we would, because it's not. Yes, we talk about balls obviously, and like we make dick jokes and shit like that, but like. We didn't name lagging balls after testicles, you know? It was just the saying that gamers use. And we had no idea that like people would choose to equate it with testicles rather than the gaming term. So that's that. But I don't know. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, we thought that was obviously funny, but we didn't I guess we didn't think it was as crass as most people think. Did you? I didn't.
No.
I thought it was like funny, and I honestly don't have any clue where the term came from. Do you
I
have
don't know.
any idea where the hell?
Well,
Oh,
'cause, like,
I'm lagging balls, man.
Because
Where does
people
that
say
come
like,
from?
"Oh, I'm hot as balls," or like that was tough as balls.
Yeah, but where does
or,
that
like,
come from? Where
I
does
don't
that
know.
come from
It's
at
just
all?
like a weird saying. It's just a weird saying, but like lagging balls just came from that, you know? Like, oh, it's as hot as balls outside. It's like, oh, I'm
Yeah,
lagging
but
balls right now.
that's I know, but I don't get where it came from. Is all.
Well, I mean, that's where these things like they happen, you know? They just come out of nowhere.
Yeah,
But,
I don't think it's crass either, but enough people do,
Yeah.
like, on a corporate level, enough people do that we,
Yeah.
we're problematic.
And if we had to change it now, we would just change it to the LB podcast, you know? And if people didn't know what LB stood for, like we would just let them guess. Like it doesn't matter. Like the name, like we love the name, you know? And it in a lot of ways, like having a kind of accidental risque name like this, like really helped us to be memorable, you know? And people love it, and people are always asking us like how we came up with the name and like what it means and like why, you know, and is your show about testicles, you know, like but it does make us stand out a little bit, but to our detriment sometimes. So you know, but it's just a name, you know, like we're never gonna stop making dick jokes, and we're never gonna stop talking about testicles, but like we didn't intend to name our show after testicles. We were trying to go for like a gaming term. But yeah, so
I intended to name it after balls.
Oh really? That was your intention?
That was full on my intention.
You're an ass. What? Okay, so if we got away from the whole LB thing, like what would we name our podcast now? You know?
I don't understand the question.
I think I would name it Convert to Laid, and then Pat would be like, "You can't name your podcast that," and I'd be like, "Make me not do it, Pat. Come at me." You know, and then he would come at me because Pat, like, you know, does exercises and stuff, and I don't. Like, he went for a bike ride the other day, and now he's probably super swole, and he could like kick
Whoa.
me in the face with both legs at the same time. He'd be like, "Take that back.
Jesus.
You can't name your show Convert to Laid," and I'd be like, "Yes, I can." And then he would do like a roundhouse kick, like with the one leg and then the second leg, you know, like poof, poof, you know, and then I'd probably pass out. That's what he does.
It
'Cause,
wouldn't
like,
take much.
when you are a pimp, like you need to know hand-to-hand combat. You need to know physical combat, like Mortal Kombat. Like Pat was in the actual Mortal Kombat. Like he went to another realm. Like, okay, Raiden showed up at Pat's house one day, and he was like, I'm gonna take you through a portal, and we're gonna go on this boat, you know, and then we're gonna go to this island, and you and two others are going to be representing Earth in Mortal Kombat. And that happened, and Pat actually won that year. He won Mortal Kombat. They called him Mortal Kompat.
Hashtag Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat. And he won because back in the day when he was Papa Cooldown, the pimp, he had to learn how to fight. And he also learned how to absorb the souls of his deceased enemies. And eventually, Pat became Shang Tsung. And that is how Mortal Kombat actually went. Also, he is also Prince Goro. Pat has another set of arms under his shirt. You know, like there's arms,
Yeah, of course.
and then there's other arms
Right.
under his shirt. So those are all the secrets that Pat Crane has. And that's why if I wanted to name Lagging Balls Convert to Laid, I would not be able to, because I would not be able to defend myself against the original Shang Tsung, who is also Prince Goro, who is also Papa Cooldown the Pimp, who is also Mortal Kombat, who is also Pat Crane of CTR.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's a true story, honestly, you know? Where did that come from? Oh, yeah. if we were going to name the show something else. I guess we can't, you know, because then we would risk dying, like death.
I mean,
and then,
you would at least.
And then Shang Tsung would steal my soul.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we might risk because
Yeah.
God knows what else you would get me into, like you did with the G-rated episode.
I like that episode.
Yeah, I guess that turned out a lot better than it could have because I don't know. A lot of suffering was involved from our end, but a lot of people liked it.
Yeah,
I guess.
and
like
I
that.
had to bleep out a lot of stuff too.
Did you? I don't remember.
I did.
I try not to think about that too much, but people liked it so much.
It was because it was a challenge.
Yeah.
People like to watch us struggle.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
That's what I've noticed. Like, as far as like things that people like in Lagging Balls, they like when I go on rants. They like when I get really angry about stuff, and they like to watch us struggle. They also really like it when we can make Pat Crane uncomfortable. Which is like not as easy as it seems, you know, because like before we were really good friends with Papa Cooldown, I thought that he was like this like not uptight, but like outstanding professional, you know, who was like really interested in like keeping it family friendly and like accessible for all, and just staying on the up and up, if you will. But he ain't like that at all, really. Not at all. He's
what?
You know, he's Papa Cooldown from the streets. You know, he's got his pimpin' cane, and he will steal your soul. I can't get away from this Mortal Kombat story. I need to write that down.
I mean, Mortal Kombat is pretty cool.
Mortal Kombat, yeah. Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, I don't know. Where do we go from here? Like, it's been quite a while that we've been doing this. Do we want to make it another 30 minutes, or?
I don't know. I think we got about a show there, you know?
Okay. So, as far as the other 2 BlizzCon tickets that we have, we will be giving those away. We'll give another one away next Friday, and then the last one the Friday after that. And we're doing it like that to give more people the opportunity to like learn about the contest and to enter, etc. Excuse me. So that's how that's going to go. If you have entered, you absolutely do not need to watch the show to win your ticket. If you are the winner, the person that won tonight, he's not here, but we'll notify him. If this dude doesn't answer us in like some specific amount of time that we haven't decided upon yet, we'll put the ticket back up for grabs. But we'll give this person a lot of time to claim it. Thank you to everybody who donated tonight. Holy crap, you guys. Like,
jeez.
And it's interesting? The last time we had a really long stream was the time that we did a 24-hour stream. I think it was for our 100th episode. For our 100th episode, we did a 24-hour stream. We were trying to raise money for the ASPCA, and we ended up raising over $600, which was incredible. Like, we didn't think that we would raise that much, honestly. But the whole night, the whole 24 hours, people were donating stuff to give away, like to like raffle off and stuff like that, to like raise more money for the ASPCA. And I like somebody, it was one of those like Warcraft Chronicles and a bunch of like game codes and stuff, and it's just like just listeners, like people popping in wanting to help out. Like, you guys, your generosity, and not just with giving things and donating things, but like with your time and your effort, and like I see it all the time in the Lagging Balls Discord. Your time and your energy to like help people out, and not just with the support room, but just like with the fitness room. Like, people are always giving advice, and somebody will pop into general chat and be like, oh, it's just been like the weird fucking the most worst day ever, and people will just pop in and be like, hey buddy, like, you got this, it's fine, like we got you, how are you, what's going on, like, everybody here is just so generous and thoughtful, and we're so lucky to be surrounded by you guys, and we have been for the past 3 years, and I don't know what I would do without you guys. Like, our lives are changed because of you guys. Our lives are better because of you guys. Our lives, like, we're heading in a direction that we have been like working towards for 3 years, but only because you guys. Like, we wouldn't do this if we didn't have your support. We wouldn't do this if you guys didn't say, hey, good show this week, or Like, if nobody was joining our Discord, if nobody was tweeting at us, if nobody was sending us feedback, if nobody was answering the question of the week, we wouldn't have a show.
Yep.
And our goals and our dreams and the things we want most in life because of Lagging Balls wouldn't be real. Like, it's all because of you guys and your generosity. And
Yep.
we're so lucky. We're so lucky to have you guys. And just being here with us on a Friday night, you know, instead of watching porn on your phone. I mean, you probably will afterwards. But you know, I don't want to get choked up or anything like that because, like I say, I don't look good without makeup. But but I don't know how to thank you, and I know that we try to thank you guys as much as possible at the end of every show. And I hope that that doesn't sound routine or forced or anything like that. It's simply that every week we are reminded of all of this, just how lucky we are and what supportive listeners and friends that we have. And it warrants thanks every week.
It really does.
And here, like at the 3-year mark, like we're not stopping, you know, like there's no end in sight. And that's because of you guys. Like you keep encouraging us and supporting us, and that gives us everything we need to go forward. So thank you for that. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being our friend. And you know, I hope we can go a bunch more years, because that'd be sweet. I'm down for that.
Hey, I am too.
Good, because you know, it's hard to do a show by yourself.
It really
is. You know, it's tough.
Well, that's a show. Guys, thank you so much. And especially since so many of you stuck around for like this whole thing, which is nuts. And this has now been, what, 2.5 hours of a show?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so thanks so much. You guys, Arsenic, thanks again. A BlizzCon ticket tonight. And Arsenic, 2 more over the next 3 weeks. You are a man among men. You are making dreams come true over these next few weeks, buddy. Thanks again so very much. And to all of you who show up week in and week out, whether they're BlizzCon tickets or not, thanks again for that. To those of you who run other shows, thank you for creating all the content that you do to bring this joy to all the rest of us, ourselves included. And to those of you out there like Pat who are helping inspire us to get up and do this ourselves, thank you.
Yes. And thank you most of all to the people who work at Blizzard, without which we would not have Blizzard games, and without which we would have nothing to talk about, and none of us would know each other. That is why we're all here. That, in essence, that is why we're here. Because we fucking love Blizzard games.
And how.
Yeah, so good night, guys. Have a good long weekend or a regular weekend, depending on where you are. And
that's a show.
That's a show.
That's a long ass number 32.
32.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Peace out. Deuces. Bye.
Troses. Au revoir.
Bye.
Bye.